He coached his 500th game and great success. But what about our own boundary rider, the King? 623 and he's still looking as fit as a fiddle. Curls, welcome.
Thank you, Sandy.
What about the Crows' forward setup? At the moment, they appear to be caught between the devil and the deep blue sea.
Well, I think every new coach likes to stamp a different type of game on the team, and at the moment Robert Shaw is defensive action as opposed to Graham Shaw's attacking flow. The players just haven't quite got it right yet, but tonight's going to be a very emotional game with a lot of vigour early, I feel.
Yes, I think you're quite right. All the big guns are out tonight. Here's Dennis Cometti. Welcome, Den.
Yeah, hello, Sandy. I think Adelaide should be too strong tonight.
Yes, but I think, as Neil said, it will be an emotion-charged night. So here we go. Acting captain Mark Bickley won the toss for the Crows. They're going to the right. Pittman will be hoping to get the gloves on the football at the first attempt. And he did so as they try and push it out of the centre. Sock it up towards half forward. Zanotti had it for a moment but then lost it. Tried to regain it. Tregenza a chance. Goes to ground with the football and loses it. Pressure on the Fitzroy defence early. Pushed wide towards the centre wing. Johnson was there but went without it. Had it only for a moment. So too Tregenza. Pittman also. Now a chance for Pesh. Down towards full forward. The opening seconds of the game. He tumbles through a behind. A cool night. A clear night. But an excellent night for football. Chalmers on the bench. Zanotti from the kick-out. Takes it from the back pocket and is away for the Lions.
Barker, clever mark, right on the wing. It's a still night too. No Bruce to speak of. Barker down towards half forward. It hangs in the air a long time. Malloy got hands to it. Down in front, Johnson kicks towards full forward. Spoiled down there by Jamison. In front, Hart heads for the boundary line and runs across.
Yes, Dennis, one of the key matchups tonight, Andrew Jarman and Simon Atkins playing wide of each other early in this first quarter, and will be interesting to see the possession rates of both these players.
There's Jarman. And that's the forecast. Getting down to 7 degrees. Tasker towards the wing. He got it from Anderson. Surely a Fitzroy free. Nothing doing. Behind. Pushed him back was Cummings. Well played there by Wharf. Held without the ball, I thought, was Holmes. Eventually Brown gets it across to support. Pesh goes with the right foot down towards Modra. Almost a juggled mark. Who finds it on the ground? Modra! Nothing to do with the gloves.
Unbelievable start.
Yes, I heard a stat that he kicked 5 of his last 12 goals off the ground, and I suppose you've now got to say this is 6 out of 13. He used to be making a habit of it. It was nearly a pretty good mark, attempt to mark, I should say, and just great recovery, terrific reflexes, and Paxman really caught in that back position, and Modra kept fighting for it, that front spot, and the goal resulted.
So here we go out of the centre after a sensational start for Tony Modra. Wearing the gloves, McCartney, he couldn't take it cleanly. An opportunity for Fitzroy through Johnson to go down towards the forward line. Bad bounce towards the pocket area and eventually taken over. Was it on the full? Yes, says the boundary umpire after some consultation. Wellman to take it from the back pocket. Short to Rashudo. Got Anderson wide if he wants him. Wellman even shorter. Hart was also there. They can run it out towards centre wing. Good mark taken by Tasker.
Amazing story with Tasker. He's only played 1 game for North Adelaide and has been out for about 8 weeks. It's a big ask for the young fella coming straight back into the team.
Comes across the ground, finds Jason McCartney. Danger here. Wellman taken out of it. An opportunity now for Malloy. In towards full forward goes the kick, and it looks pretty good for the Lions first. So Malloy gets Fitzroy on the board.
Up and knocks it down. Jarman missed it. Atkins smothered off the boot. Goes again. It ricochets back into the congestion. Now a whistle. Lions get a free. Boyd to Atkins. Goes down towards half forward with the kick. Inside the 50. McCarthy got hands to it. Hart in desperate trouble. Lost it in the tackle. He's been penalised. Fair enough, I'd suggest. So a free kick directly in front.
Yeah,
Danny Morton.
Umpire John Harvey did pretty well there. He actually spun him and then the ball jarred free, so didn't have a great deal of opportunity, but providing they're consistent tonight, I don't think the players will complain too much.
A bit. So here's Morton. A kick from right on the 50. This for the lead. He'll take a good kick. Has it got the carry? Yes, it has, but not the accuracy. Away to the right-hand side. Scores are level. The early going at Football Park. 16 minutes and 45 seconds. Decording time, 1-1 apiece.
Malloy and Modra, the two goal kickers for the respective sides. Crows realising they can force their way into the 8. His acting captain Bickley goes towards McCartney. Jason Baldwin, a big night for him. Finally, he gets to play his 100th game, and we wish him well. Baldwin from just forward of centre goes up towards half forward. They go deep into attack once again, and the big gloves of Pittman go up, and he defends well. Jamison wide, too wide. Baldwin and Tregenza set over the line. Simon Tregenza back, and the Adelaide Crows red hot favourites at 8-1 on. Atkins has had a prolific start to the season, so too has Jarman. They've been wonderful possession winners for their respective clubs, but unfortunately some are out injured, one being Tony McGuinness. Let's hope that it is not for too long. McCarthy's kick only travels a short way. Here's a chance now for Tregenza to spring it back to Jarman. Jarman's got a bit of space. They can maybe set something up here. Up over the centre. Connell's loose across the half-forward line. He'll have a look down towards Modra. Here he comes!
There's a marvellous setup then by the Crows, and as I mentioned earlier, Atkins going for the ball, Jarman dropping off, and really did set this up with his skill, and a terrific kick by Connell, who sometimes does let him down a bit, but that was a fantastic lead and kick.
He's kicked 18 for the season to date. 18 goals, 11. This for his second for the night from 48 metres. Drop punt is away to the left. One behind. 1-1 for Tony Modra, as the Crows regain the lead.
Short one. Zanotti up from the back pocket, goes towards the wing. They'll have to work here now. 2-on-1. So Adelaide have got the numbers. Jarman over the ball. Good Shepherd. Robran, the man that got the man off Jarman's back, and now he goes down towards half forward. Stumbled. Anderson's hand pass not particularly good. Rashido quickly across to Bickley. Tumbles it inside the 50. Hawkins knocked it down to Holmes. Untidy handball. Atkins did very well. Got it back to Holmes. Through the wing, down towards half forward. Kluzek's in front. Up he went. McCarthy tries to knock it away. Johnson it is. Johnson knocks it forward. Taken high was Tasker, and he'll get the free kick.
From half-back. Frustrated Brad Boyd on the mark. Tasker goes across the ground, but he finds McCartney, who wants Tregenza or Smart on the outer wing. Through the arms of Tregenza. Butters up quickly and applies the tackle. So does Smart. Zanotti got boot to ball, but it travelled a very little distance. Connell sets it up for Jarman. Away they go again. In towards the centre. Rashido could have gone on. He goes back now from the middle of Football Park. Has a look towards Modra territory. Manson comes over the top and belts it clear. But is it out of the danger zone yet? James says, I'll have another shot. And he's done the wrong thing. He's given it to Pesh, who's kicked towards Modra down in the forward line. Pressure now on the defence again. It comes from McCarthy. They will get out of trouble. Hawkins has it from the back pocket. And the veteran of 337 games has a look down towards centre wing. Wellman comes over the top in front of the pack with Anderson. Coming back into this Crows lineup, he gives it to the skillful Jarman. Flat-looking punt kick. Down towards full forward. Modra was caught at the back. Manson tries to soccer off the ground. Baldwin sets up the hand pass. His teammate ran into a brick wall. That was Roman Warp. Manson, a little chip towards centre wing, and he finds his skipper in Boyd.
Now it's with Holmes. Thought about going, was taken high. Advantage is played. Holmes runs down towards half forward. Long probing kick inside the 50. Back goes Malloy. Got his right hand to it. Now he's got problems, and that's holding the ball. He's not happy about it. Had a chance there.
Yes, pretty good call then. That is holding the ball.
Hart in the opposite pocket. Grew up barracking for Fitzroy in the VFL. He goes towards the outer side. Pesh missed it, waiting behind Atkins, lays it off to Baldwin, kicks it back inside the 50. Fitzroy doing a lot of the attacking. Jamison low down took the mark. This is Wellman, swings it towards the outer side. Jarman. Zanotti got there late. Interesting hand pass. Rashudo in space. Forward of half-back, goes down towards half-forward. Smart, the fumble initially, controls it well now. Ran into a teammate. As a result, he's got problems. Baldwin tried to soccer off the ground. He's wrestled to the ground. Down went Pesh. A whistle and a bounce. Just the attacking side of centre for the Crows.
Just looking around there, just doesn't appear to be many tight matchups. A lot of games we've seen this year, there's been lots of one-on-one, but at the moment it's pretty free-flowing, going from one end of the ground to the other.
Under 12 minutes remaining. Of course, we saw Tony McGuinness on the sideline, so too McDermott. Wren, Tony Hall played in the local competition today, so some big names missing in this Crows lineup. That ball goes over the line on the outer side. Malloy sees it over. Fitzroy, as we look at their bench, are also without a couple of their key players, namely Hawking and Pike, both out through injury. From the throw-in. Crows having the numbers. Lead by a point at the moment. Here's Dougie, the Hawk. Deft little chip in towards half forward. Whoa! Spectacular over the top. Now maybe the Crows can set something up. Running through the back line is Jamison. Comes down towards Pittman on centre wing. Diving attempt. Rashudo also goes to ground. Gets caught by Jeremy Gard. And the umpire says, I'll have it.
They're like they used to practice in the backyard with your brother, aren't they? Just toss the ball up in the air and let him jump over the top of you. Really was just set up beautifully for him.
Your brother must have had a lovely time growing up with you.
I was an only child.
I wonder what happened in the Hart family. Play goes on with under 11 minutes remaining. Anderson gets caught. He loses the football. A chance now for Fitzroy through Morton. His kick is high towards the half-forward line. Slipping was Wellman. Will the door open for Fitzroy? No, it's tumbled wide. Connell will see it towards the boundary line. May get there in time. He does. He keeps it in play and he twists beautifully out of trouble. Former West Australian, Rashudo was going at half pace and they caught him. Pushed it over the line, a throw in on centre wing.
Interesting player, Connell. As the ball goes past him into the Crows' defence, he then quickly positions himself for it to come back. A lot of players play man on man, but he actually goes to a space.
Cummings over the top. Atkins knocks it on. The Crows by a point. This is McCarthy running down towards the 50. Goes long. It's offline. Getting back the Crows in number. Missed down there by Hart. McCarthy missed it off the ground. And now Jamison goes in short to the pocket. Wellman can take it and go. Here's Connell, right half back. Spears the ball into a nest of Crows. Knocked on by Anderson. Hawkins against the flow. Gets the hand pass away. Boyd to Holmes. Holmes from about 70 metres out. Sets it up down towards full forward. Malloy had it knocked away by Jamison. Loose ball behind. Hart is having a field day down there. Meantime, it's coming back to Jamison. He's got the free. Goes in short. Pittman. Crowd 150. Malloy stepping off one mark and taking another. Here's Brown, forward of half-back, goes down towards half-forward. It hangs a long time in the air. Wharf got a fist on it, knocked it down in front. Boyd, clever hands. Atkins doing well, kicks towards half-forward. Johnson in front, knocked away by Kluzek. Johnson tracks it, back to goal, about 60 metres out. He fell over. Kluzek left standing. Draws Johnson to Anderson. Best on ground last time these sides met. To Connell. Bickley is on down the ground. Good pass.
Just forward of centre, Mark Bickley. Modra comes out. He's almost down to the 50 and he fires. A little too high, a little too early. Gard should tidy up for Fitzroy. Jeremy Gard finds his captain almost down to the centre. He's got Atkins in the centre if he wants him. Elects to go it alone. Down towards the half-forward line. Looking for McCarthy. May have been pushed out of it. Play on as Jamison comes away. The whistle did sound. There was a push. It'll go back. So McCarthy will take it in his 136th game. Just chips to the 50-metre line. James Manson. Played in Collingwood's 1990 premiership side. And a chance to give the Lions the lead, but it's going to be a big ask as he goes from 52 metres with a high drop punt. He's almost made the distance, and it ambles through from behind. Off the pack. Scores level at 1-2 apiece. Jared Malloy kicking Fitzroy's only goal, and Tony Modra again doing it off the ground in spectacular style. As Tasker prepares to bring it back into play. Told to get a wriggle on. He does. The shooter trying to make ground from behind, but all to no avail. Manson does it well. Gives it across towards Trent Cummings. Cummings in towards half forward, and Anderson stands his ground for the Crows.
Plays on immediately. Jamison peeling off from fullback, running down the ground, has had a couple of bounces, takes a third, carries him outside the 50. Little chip pass, and Connell did very well. The second slipper diving away there to his left. Hugs the boundary with a kick. Tregenza hard against the line, plays on, kicks it down towards his attacking 50. 2-on-1 situation here. Wharf knocked it down in front. Smart kept it in front. Jarman in trouble, gets it away quickly. Now Hart lays it off, taken by Tregenza. Meantime, there's a whistle. What's happened here? The ball will come back. Modra's got it downfield.
Interesting ploy Fitzroy using. Guard is actually dropping back, loose man across half back. Not quite sure, but I think Hart is the loose one for the Crows, picking up many possessions.
Seems that way, doesn't it? Hart involved initially in that passage of play, took the first hand pass from Robrin in there. Hart squares the ball, concedes some ground, in effect comes back to Anderson. Now Anderson, having left his space in his wake, goes down towards the pocket. Smart couldn't control it. Modra left it in brilliantly. Not sure he intended that. Wrestle to the ground is Smart, taken high. We'll get the free kick. Well, the reflex is there of the gloved one, Tony Modra. Well, he's run on there. No doubting the free kick. Down goes Smart. The kick from just inside the 50, and as you can see, it's a very sharp angle. Nigel Smart has a birthday tomorrow. Goes in short, not a good kick. The shooter missed it. Brown, Bickley, Smart. Well, that was the ball, you see, going about 5 metres, but unfortunately, it wasn't a standing kick. A little more pressure on that one. Getting there quickly. Boyd to close him down. It's out of bounds.
There's nothing really wrong with the idea, was there? It's just the kick was too high.
Hawkins brings it back into play. Wharf in trouble. Loses it. Hawkins is going to have to work hard here. He'll go to the boundary line. Wily old Hawk. And Nigel Smart, one of the great Scrabble players of South Australia. Throw in again. Pittman up early. Then tried to sock it clear. Wharf through for Fitzroy towards Atkins. Hurriedly gets boot to ball. Wobbles it down towards centre wing. Going past was John Barker. Has it now close to the boundary line, and Barker keeps it in play with a left foot kick down towards McCarthy. Had it for a moment, but then lost it. Wellman a chance to tidy up. Anderson screaming for it. Jarman also then tries to tap it onto Anderson. A little too late, and a throw in. Just in Fitzroy's attacking zone.
John McCarthy's can play some good footy, but he gets those soft hands, he gets bent arms and doesn't get him out in the front. It really was a regulation take, and even with the gloves on, if you don't do it technically right, you're not going to grab hold of the footy.
Robrin, almost an airy. Just over 5 minutes remaining in this first quarter. Free off the ball, and it's going to be taken by Danny Morton. Morton to put the Lions into attack. Down towards half forward. Over the top. It's fisted to the boundary line by Sean Wellman. Coming over his teammate Jarman. And another throw.
The scoreboard says scores are level, but morally at this stage, Fitzroy's had the ball more at their end than the Crows' end.
If there is any breeze at all, it's just ever so slight towards Fitzroy as Atkins goes towards a full forward, but only as far as Rodney Jamison.
Doing a pretty good job to Wellman in the pocket. Robrin further afield at right half back. Can't run on. Malloy comes up, takes the mark. Robrin out of defence, goes for distance now. High towards the wing. Coming back is Cummings. They've almost got a free. We'll get one. Advantages pay. Atkins towards half forward. This is Boyd. A kick from about 60 out. Penetrating looking kick, but it's off to the left and gives Fitzroy the lead. A behind. One, 3, 1, 2. Jamison towards the outer side. Good kick. Finds Hart. A couple of players down the ground to kick to. Robin is one of them. He's got the ball just short of the wing. Gets by Zanotti. Feeds it back infield. Jarman elects to wait. Pesh swooping. Running towards the middle. Kicks towards half forward. A good kick to Rashudo. Not having the best of nights at the present time. Dropped the mark. The hand pass rather untidy. Connell lacking support. Coming through strongly down there was Guard. Guard keeps it in front. Well played. Boyd kicked it about 10 metres. Socket further afield. Down towards half forward. But in the road down there is Wellman. So coming Socker, not finding the teammate, and they're caught on the rebound. Robin inside the 50. Modra in heavy traffic and took a heavy collision there. Baldwin waiting behind.
This is very slow to get up as Baldwin and Tregenza go towards the boundary line. And the throw-in to take place, but Modra is up and he is okay. Under 4 minutes remaining.
Yes, that's a pretty fair income contest at the footy. 4 players. Terrific stuff.
Bickley, a high kick, but only as far as Steve Paxman in his 67th game. Fitzroy had an excellent first quarter, conceding just the 1 goal so far, as we find ourselves with a throw-in on the other side.
Actually, it's interesting, Sandy, that a lot of players talk about courage on the ground, but certainly that courage in the air is as important in our game as any other game in the world, I believe.
Wonderful atmosphere here at Football Park, and there's a full house, and we've got just about that tonight. Cool night, Robin doing the ruck work for the Crows. Jarman there also. Mark Bickley, the acting skipper. Ben Hart's had an excellent first quarter, and that young man is looking relatively pleased with the first term.
Guard's actually come up the ground a bit now and picked him up. He's just causing too much trouble, Hart.
Jarman a chance. Tried to get boot to ball. Good pressure by Adam McCarthy, however. He keeps working hard. His skipper goes to ground. Look at Boyd, flat on his stomach. Now a chance for the Lions as under 3 minutes he might have a shot in towards full forward. Going to be very close, just away to the right, and with one more behind goes on the board. Johnson taking Fitzroy to 1-4. Adelaide are 1-2 in a low-scoring, tight first quarter here at Football Park.
Something of a characteristic of the Crows in recent times, not generating a lot of attack as the kick comes in, fisted forward by Cavidan. Roving the pack, Boyd hasn't got the ball. No free kick. Jarman on his back tries to get it across to Anderson. He draws a crowd immediately. Back comes Jarman. What a whistle and a bounce just inside the centre square, the defensive side of centre for the Crows, who trail now by 2 points. Just over 2 minutes till quarter time. Cool night, but terrific conditions for footy. Now they move it. Brown gets it across to the running Tasker. Inside the 50 goes the kick, waiting behind. A very good mark is taken down there by Wharf. The crowd, or is it Manson? Manson sliding in behind there. Across it comes to support Paxman to Barker. That was a terrific grab, and the crowd not happy with it because they thought it may have touched the fingertips on the way through, but he showed a lot of courage, Manson, and runs on down the ground and does it again.
Sensational by Big James.
That is very special. Just what those 2 pieces of play are as good a piece of play I've ever seen Manson do.
Call to play on. Pops it up in the air. Difficult one for Atkins. Jarman was there with him and may have infringed. He did, said the umpire. So Atkins is away. Under 1.5 minutes remaining. The ball fisted clear of McCarthy. Back towards Atkins it goes again. He gets a quick little chip up towards the half-forward line. Fitzroy are there with a chance. Time is with them if they're good enough. Johnson kicked it behind only seconds ago. Can he make amends as he goes for goal? This time he comes the other side and kicks another behind.
They're letting them off the hook, aren't they?
Yes, he's a sharpshooter too. I really like this young fella, and normally he kicks those. It's 2 uncharacteristic misses. He's only a young player, as I said, but missed to the left and the right. Next one. 3
points the margin, just on a minute remaining as Wellman does a 360. And has travelled too far, said the umpire.
I think the biggest killer on a footy ground is indecision. You know, players in 2 minds, and unless there's something really special, that's about 15 to there. And we go another 4 or 5. It's probably a fair call.
Fitzroy a chance to go further ahead. McCarthy's kick looks pretty good. So Adam McCarthy gets his first, and the Lions move to 2-5, leading Adelaide 1-2.
This is the most important thing in football, that when you see a teammate running, you see Jamison just drop off in there. Jamison really should have kept on running with him and advised him, or just gave him another option. And really, as soon as your teammate gets the ball in modern footy, you really got to peel off and make some opportunity for a teammate.
Well, how about this? Rank underdogs tonight, Fitzroy, looking anything but. They lead by 9 points, and they're doing brilliantly in midfield at the present time. This time, though, it's Hart. He's had a very good first term, kicks it down towards half forward, working his way in front. Cummings, that's a great effort. The 6th man taken in the 93 draft. He came from Centrals, who played earlier today, and he's doing a good job at the present time. Atkins, averaging more possessions than anybody else in the competition, goes down towards half forward. Dropped down there by McCartney. He applied a strong tackle. It spills across to Cavidan. Cavidan goes for goal, again wide of the mark. Bounces through for a behind, or did it hit the behind post? It did. So it's out of bounds. A boundary throw in with the clock stopped at 2 seconds. So they've got to grab it and kick it. The Lions, if they want to score. Robert Shaw looking on. 4 seasons with the Lions. His best season, 10 wins in 93. Cavidan goes in. John juggles it. Couldn't do much with it. The ball hits the deck. Siren sounds. It's quarter time at Football Park. 2-5 to 1-2. It could have been so much better for Fitzroy.
Yes, I'd have to agree with that, Dennis. Neil Kelly made an observation early that perhaps while Shaw is in this phase of putting in a new defensive steel to this Crows side, that really that flow has dropped out of their game a bit. They are playing a lot tighter and a lot harder, but really that flow just hasn't happened for them. They do have some injuries, of course, but Fitzroy have had their share of injuries as well. Pretty good first quarter by the Fitzroy side.
Yes, and a real look of concern in the Crows camp. As we check the scoreboard, Adelaide going into this game 8-1 on. Red hot, and they trail. Fitzroy at 2-5, the Crows are 1-2.
Strange game of football, Sandy. A lot of movement going through the middle, or through the centre of the field, but the defence on both sides are well on top. When you consider that Fitzroy, both their goals came from bad mistakes by the Crow players, and the 1 goal scored by the Crows, of course, was a fluke freak shot by Tony Modra. So there hasn't been a lot of good smooth work going through the forward line. The defence are on top on both sides, as I mentioned before, and it's going to be a very low scoring game because the dew is starting to get heavier. Thanks,
Curls. 17 points, plays 8. Fitzroy leads as we go into the second quarter. And if you just joined us, that freak goal that Neil was talking about, of course, came from Tony Modra. An extraordinary one. As Nick Pesh sends the Crows down to the half-forward line, but only as far as Zanotti. He flicks it back towards centre wing. Crows have the numbers. Kluzek picks it up, kicks back towards half-forward once again. Smart tries to steal it over the back. He's not successful, however. And a good strong mark taken by Jeremy Gard,
who dropped back out by himself defensively again.
So Gard, half-back, drifts it in towards the middle. Wellman is the spoiler. Hart had a sensational first quarter. He soccers it off the ground only as far as the wild man Zanotti, but he only had it for a moment. Then Atkins took over down towards Boyd. Boyd of Fitzroy has it on half forward. The skipper gets the hand pass away. That was towards Adam McCarthy. He kicked a goal in the first term. Chris Johnson had a chance to kick a few, but he missed. Up towards full forward. McCarthy was a late flyer, and McCartney takes the mark. The Crows getting a little bit of breathing space once again.
Wellman, left half back, goes towards the wing. Pittman leads back in the race. Still Pittman coming to meet it Smart. Socket off the ground by Pittman, down towards left half forward. Great desperation shown there. Worked across the line by Cummings. And a boundary throw in at left half forward for the Crows.
Yes, and Robin off it for quarter time and Liptak on.
Lions by 9 points. Boundary throw in. Pittman hooks it down behind. This is Holmes. Back it comes. Hawkins. Haven't seen a lot of him. Nicely done. Great evasion. Kicks towards the wing. Fitzroy have got the numbers. They can work it forward. This is Morton. One bounce and his second. Thought about the hand pass. Elects to kick. Goes inside the 50. McCarthy in front. Juggles the mark. He's got this right on the 50.
It was much better technique, really, wasn't he? He held his hands up in the air and let the ball hit them rather than try and snatch at it where you tend to bend your arm. So pretty well controlled that.
Seems to fancy his chances from here, taking plenty of time.
That arm's much more extended. Terrific mark. Can kick the footy.
Yes. If he gets a goal here, the margin will be 15 points. And will represent a great start to the second term for the Lions. McCarthy then goes for goal. Has it got the carry? It's going to be very tight. Just misses in any case. Behind. Well, he was a pretty good judge of his own skill and ability there.
10 points the margin. Jamison to bring it back into play, but the Crows are realising now that they certainly have the job ahead of them. A low scoring start. Kluzek goes towards the outer wing. And a good mark taken by Pittman. On the outer wing at Football Park. Down towards the half forward line. Trying to storm his way through was Liptak, who, as Malcolm said, has come onto the ground in the second quarter. Brown comes in over the top. The umpire comes in to take control.
One of the problems in dropping guard back, of course, is when you kick a quick point like that, you're one short in your zone defensive area, so the Crows will take the ball away pretty easily, I think, most of the night if they continue to play that way.
Big pack of players on this ball. Manson, who had an exciting couple of minutes in that first quarter with 2 sensational marks doing the ruck work. The free kick has been plucked out of it. It's going to go the way of the Crows. Looks as though Connell will take it. Had a pretty good first quarter too with 5 kicks. Looks towards Modra. Well, gloves or no gloves, he was unable to take the mark. McCarthy now over the boundary line. Solid tackle by Matthew Liptak and a throw in on the outer side. Caviton there also. Just about a full house. Cool conditions. But a wonderful sight. The atmosphere is just a little cool at the moment. I think Crow fans realising that they are in for one heck of a struggle. Victory tonight, of course, would push them into the 8. Victory for Fitzroy would get them off the bottom of the ladder at the moment.
Just had a thought, you know, just watching Nigel Smart, although he's a tallish type player, he doesn't play tall, and they tend to chip the ball around midfield. They've had more kicks, the Crows, but they really haven't had that focal point at centre half forward again.
Fitzroy looking very good at the present time. Jarman straight up in the air, knocked towards the boundary line and across by Fitzroy, and that will do.
Yes, with that good taller player at centre half forward, Dennis, and just that competitors, we look at the bench there, that you tend to, under pressure, you go to that long spot and people get used to going to it. And at the moment, Smart runs around a bit and it's not quite working for them.
Boyd dragged down. Hawkins makes amends. McCarthy deep in his own defensive area. Hawkins. Jarman was closing.
Oh! Couple of old stages there.
Like a couple of elk going head to head.
That is absolutely called a rush point.
Well, Jarman trying to sneak up from behind there. Not much to that, I don't think. Dougie not happy, and he's got the ball. And the crowd getting a little restless as Hawkins comes up to the line of the square. 1-3, plays 2-6.
Was that a score, Dennis?
I wasn't watching the goal umpires. I was actually watching the replay. Did they wave the flags?
I'm not sure. I don't think that would have been a score, because he couldn't have called all clear, did he? Perhaps he did after.
I think he would have made the point and then penalised him for what happened after the ball had crossed the line. But
good call.
Have to pay more attention. As Holmes kicks down towards half forward. Everything's happening at Football Park. Off hands, Tasker gets the hand pass away. Tregenza stopped it pretty well. McCarthy over the top, and flying right over the top was Baldwin. Well, he took off from about 10 metres away. Pesh, meantime, has got a free kick. Tasker towards the middle. Kluzek going down towards half forward. Going back out there is Hart. Great mark. Card was put down solidly. Hart goes inside the 50 and Modra takes the mark about 30 metres out. A bit of spirit in this game now, but that's characteristic of these two sides over the seasons.
Yes, it is. He is a wonderful one-grab player. Gary Ablett, Tony Lockett, Jason Dunstall, they're all fantastic one-grab players. That's what makes them so very dangerous up forward.
Well, he needs to finish here. Going at his second and the Crows' second from about 35 metres out. The kick is good.
His second. Matthew Dent is on the ground for Fitzroy. Expensive Cabinet. And another bounce, still just about in the middle. Big pack of players around this ball. Atkins tries to pick it up and gets a short little kick. The Lions looking for their first score for the quarter. Here's 100 gamer Baldwin down towards the forward line. He goes, but only as far as that man Rodney Jamieson, who defends from half-back. Goes to the outer side and finds Connell. Had a big first quarter. 6 kicks, 3 marks. His stats at the moment. Where will he go? Where will he go? Almost did a Dockers and went backwards to Wellman. Instead goes down towards centre wing, only to find John Barker taking a good mark. Barker to the hook. Well, I'll give him the rounds of the kitchen after his little altercation with Jarman, but there wasn't anything in that. Still on the outer side. Morton was there. Tasker tries to rip him off the football. No one able to get clear. Manson asked the question. He still asks the question, Big James. And eventually the umpire comes in and decides upon a bounce on the other side.
Yes, you get the feeling that perhaps that ground is getting a bit slippery. The player's just having a bit of trouble. When the ball's on the ground for a while, it is hard. It's okay if it's been up in the air for a while. Blood brawl.
Yes, off comes Greg Anderson. Coming back after a stint with Port Adelaide.
And got 3 votes the last time they played these, played together in the Brownlow medal.
It's a long run from over there too, isn't it?
That's where I'd like just to see this, the other player come on. And there's an interchange steward there, and he really can organise the player goes on correctly.
So Martin McKinnon comes on. Greg Anderson receives some medical attention, and no doubt will be back in the fray very soon.
One of the problems coaching, of course, sometimes you don't see that. You might be looking somewhere else, and the player's off the ground, and you're, oh, we've got to get another player on. There's a lot of eyes in the box, but sometimes you do miss them.
So Anderson off, and play now resumes. Manson and Pittman both got a hand to it. James Manson is at the he's at the foot of everything, yelling to his charges, trying to inspire, trying to lift them. Pittman will go again in the ruck, and here comes James. He gets front spot. Brown, well, he loses it. Where is it? It's somewhere there between the legs.
Actually, the more I watch football, and when you're coaching, of course, you probably don't worry about it as much, but players coming like this ruckman, they perhaps should come from either side. It just does make the game look a bit ugly.
He got it that time, Brown. Only as far as Hawkins. It's on the half-back flank. Tight contest. He goes down towards centre wing. Here's a chance for Dent, former Sturt player. Comes up towards McCarthy. 1-2 grabs, but he's a long way from home. He's 60 metres out from goal. He wastes no time. He goes in towards the half-forward line. His target there was Barker. He couldn't find him. And now the defence of the Crows, led by Kluzak and Jamieson, will try and run it out. Jamieson has taken over the line, and a throw-in will take place. In front of the scoreboard here at Football Park, it shows Fitzroy 2-6, Adelaide a 2-3.
Yes, and Hart and McCartney are swapped, centre-half forward and centre-half back.
Malloy knocked it down. In the road, Jamieson hooks it very high back towards half-back. Brown. Good grab. 11.5 minutes till the half. Swings it out wide. Hart, possibly Adelaide's best, over the top quickly. Haven't seen a lot of him. He likes to run around the outer side, draws a man. McCartney, who's been pushed up the ground, as Mal said, has the ball at right half forward. Kicks well inside the 50. Jarman almost wouldn't pay it. Holmes, Zanotti, it's coming back. He's played the mark, has he?
But he actually pulled back. I think he's paid a free kick for pulling back or hanging on. Just watch this in replay here.
Didn't seem to be a mark.
And then got pulled down. Oh, gee whiz, it's pretty tough, isn't it?
Yeah. Just an arm across the chest there. Nothing to that one. Still, Jarman's got the ball. And possession is, what, 9/10 of the law? In some cases, 6 points. He's got it.
Fitzroy fans may be wondering, is it going to happen to us again? Still early days in this game. Plenty of time left. Wellman on all fours. Had it for a moment, then lost it. Smart piles in over the top. Atkins went in strongly. Smart tried to get it out. Look at Jamieson. Pounce on it. And then he's claimed too hard. Take it from half-back. He's going to go backwards again. Finds Connell. Well, Connell's picking up a ton of possessions. He goes dangerously across the ground towards Tasker. Tasker now finally has a bit of space and goes to the outer side, and he finds Martin McKinnon. McKinnon coming on for Anderson, who left the ground just minutes ago for the blood rule. Jarman may get a chance at the back again. No, he won't. Zanotti should tidy up. Usually loves a run, but he can't get clear on this occasion. They push it down towards the centre wing, down towards the skipper. Boyd has a look up towards half forward. Fitzroy wanting the next one. Away goes Morton. Inside 50. No, McCarthy tries to shovel it out sideways towards Jeremy Gard. He's ripped off the football and he'll take a free kick.
Players are learning a great art now, and as you get feel, you just throw your arms back, make it look better than whatever it is. And Kevin Bartlett at his very best. It's just done more scientifically these days.
Well, after Jarman at the other end, that was certainly a kick, though.
So Gard to have a shot for his first goal, and this for Fitzroy to regain the lead. Down by 3 points, he's kicking from 48 metres. Brings it in towards full forward, won't quite make the distance. It's rammed into the goal post by one behind.
Yeah, interesting ploy that. Instead of grabbing, you actually just smack their arms as you're running behind them, and hopefully if they grab the ball, you might knock it out. So the umpire feels as though you're not grabbing onto them.
There's Brown, took the short one. Goes again, similar distance. Connell's got it up towards half-back. Now Smart on the burst, gets it from Connell. Shocking kick, it wobbles towards the wing. Great kick. McCartney on the chest, wants to go and does. Roberin's on the ground. Pittman comes off as McCartney boots to half-forward. Hawkins behind, Bickley in front. It's a free kick going Fitzroy's way. It'll have to come back.
Let's push out.
So Holmes, former Sydney Swan, centre half back. That's interesting. Plays on eventually, boots it towards the outer side. Malloy had it fisted away by Smart. In front, Brown has been lively. Malloy runs on, applies a strong tackle. Here's Baldwin close to the line, heads for it. Across it goes, and the central umpire says toss it in. So Jason Baldwin playing his 100th game. There's Anderson. Some plaster on. Interesting, talking about Baldwin, he made his debut in '89. When he started, Rod Austin was coach, Paul Roos was captain, Gary Pert best and fairest, and Richard Osborne was the leading goal kicker. Says something about the history of the Fitzroy Football Club. Not all that long ago. Out of bounds on the outer side. There's their hope for the future. One of the youngsters.
Bit of movement at the station, you might say.
Colt from Old Regret.
Yes, all right.
Well, a few regrets. But the ball goes towards the boundary line, out of bounds, and another throw-in.
Yes, but I think if you'd ask most people what they were doing in '89, would they still be doing the same thing?
Well, you wouldn't.
No. Well, most people, I think.
3-3-2-7, boundary throw-in.
Robin doing the ruck work. Here's Atkins. And as far as the half-forward line, Tasker dropped it. Wellman's there with him. So too Kluzek.
In fact, when you think about that, in '89 you wouldn't have been at this ground doing this, would you? Because the Crows came in '91. So what? 1991.
What, arguing with you? Is that what you're saying?
Malcolm, let's not worry. From the bounce. Flicked around the corner by Dent towards McCarthy. Bit of jostling on both sides there. Tregenza has it stolen. Johnson goes for goal and kicks it.
4 points the difference then. And Fitzroy with a chance to move it forward once more. Barker across to Hawkins, who's been steady in this term. He goes down towards half forward. Morton led back in the race, still gets the crumbs, dragged down by Tasker. A whistle and a bounce.
Do you sometimes think that the umpires actually are a bit quick with the whistle? The ball often spills free like that, and that would have been fantastic to let them just go for that extra second.
Perhaps it's a trait of number 25. Here's Malloy. Bounces off Dent, taken by Rashudo, claimed by Dent. Sliding in there is Wellman. Wellman, clever hand, sold Robert into trouble. It comes back towards Wellman. Well played, keen to make amends. Clears the zone from half back to the wing. Manson juggles the mark. He's been the dominant ruckman in this game. Inspirational at one stage there, close to quarter time. Here's Hawkins, hard against the line, down towards half forward. Dent used his body to block there, hoping Barker would complete the mark. Dragged down Brown, coming through his guard, pushed across the line. Less than 6.5 minutes to half time.
And a pretty vital 6.5 minutes too. In a low scoring contest, just 6 goals so far in this game, 3 apiece. Tony Modra, the main contributor on the ground. In fact, the only multiple scorer. He has 2. Liptak down towards the 50. Now, Mr. Jarman, can you beat a couple of them? The meat in the sandwich. You did give away a free kick to Mark Zanotti. He was held, but Zanotti plays on. Sneaks away. Fitzroy defence now working hard. Baldwin sets up the hand pass. The line's keen to come down towards centre wing. Morton is there. Hands on to McKinnon. McKinnon does well. Gives it off to Tregenza. He can pump a little one into the centre. Rodwin is off. Away he goes. The Crows go down towards Brown at half forward. 65 metres out from goal. He'll go sideways again. The crowd fascinated by this ploy. Casey's going to get a free kick.
I'm not sure fascinated is the correct word.
Nor am I, but it was the one that readily sprung to mind. Confused?
Yes. Unsure.
Rodwin. A long way out. There must be. Well, they're running everywhere in the forward line. They're running absolutely everywhere. And he decides to go for the doctor. Gets onto a towering punt kick in towards full forward and eventually through for one behind. Good contest, this one. 5 minutes left. Anderson about to come back out onto the ground. 3 points the margin.
Axman goes short to the pocket. Wharf confronted. Still he goes, gets by Jarman, kicks towards the wing, ill-directed though. Rashudo hasn't had an influence on this game, takes the mark, chips it back towards half forward. McKinnon, he likes to run at them. Away he goes, in traffic though, and as a result they turn it over. Boyd in the opposite direction now. Out to Malloy, feigns a hand pass, now he runs on. Kicks it down towards half forward, coming up the ground, McCarthy. He's marked about 60 metres out. Johnson gives him a lead towards goal. Well done there by Wellman. Got that great closing speed, knocked it away from Johnson. Hard against the line, kicks it around the outer side. McCarthy knocked it away from Rashudo. Malloy the crumbs, back to McCarthy inside the 50. Guard had to wait. Tasker, a step late, has given away the free kick.
Interesting play there from Chris Johnson with Wellman doing that fantastic spell as we watch this again, and it's certainly a mark free kick. He actually lost his footing, and all he had to do was keep his body in line with the ball and keep his feet, and he would have had an opportunity at goal, but he's young and he can learn.
Yes, they really turned the defence around there after the ball was turned over, midway between centre and half forward at the other end. Jeremy Gard, important kick this one. Stretch the lead to 9 points. It looks good.
Open up a handy lead. Tregenza goes short to Connell. They are getting restless. Here comes Modra. Maybe he can soothe them. He's a long way out. 3.5 remaining in this first half.
He has been the one in inspirational circumstances to lift them.
Well, he goes short and he finds Liptak. Liptak also goes across the ground. Rodwin.
97 kicks to 78.
Crowd aren't happy with it, are they?
No.
Rodwin. Well, he's going to have to do an absolute thumper here. But he's going to have a dip, is he? A drop punt. Won't make the distance. Into the square. Anderson at the back. Almost got boot to ball and taken over the line for a behind.
It's almost a Neil Barnes setup, isn't it? The way he plays, they chip it back, trying to kick the goals from front on. And not saying that's the ploy. Sometimes the game just unfolds that way. But it almost is like that Melbourne way they chip the ball around.
3-5 plays 4-7. Under 3 minutes remaining. And Fitzroy at the moment holding strong. Baldwin will do one flyer. Rodwin eventually goes it alone. In fact, could have almost taken the mark. He didn't. He fisted it down in front. Jarman comes through, but the Lions take it away. Back towards the centre. Rashudo working like a terrier at the bottom of the pack. Finally, a bounce will take place. Danny Morton is one of the players at the bottom of that pack.
Gutsy by Rashudo.
Yep.
Terrific.
Morton picks himself up.
I don't think I've ever heard the Adelaide crowd is down on their own players.
No.
Ever.
I must admit, I don't think I have either as Jarman. Straight up in the air. Robrin called to play on. Does so. Almost thrown out. Oh, Prosciutto crashes Bull. He bounced off him like just a rubber ball. He gets a free kick. Comes wide towards the wing. Under 2 minutes remaining. There you can see the replay as Barker goes down towards the half-forward line and finds his skipper. Big responsibility for this young man. In only his 43rd game, leading the club. And leading by example, he goes down towards half-forward. No one able to take the mark. They pounce upon it. And another bounce. The half-time response will be interesting, just to see what the crowd does. What sort of feelings they vent come siren time at the long break.
It's all therapeutic.
Of course it is. Yes, 4-7 plays 3-5 if you've just joined us. And Fitzroy lead. Tasker ripped off the football. The umpire again says, I'll have it. Tasker picks himself up. Robrin hands over the football.
Malloy asked the question. Not a bad question to ask right there.
Bounce again. Again, Robrin does the work. Trying to take the mark was Barker. McCarthy under a ton of pressure. McKinnon pushing the ball away. Manson tries to flick it back. Smart is there, but he's got plenty of support. Jarman dodges and weaves, and he just goes short to Robrin. Now they're out of trouble. Prosciutto coming into it. Up towards half-forward line. 1-2, he was held. It's going to be a free kick. The Crows will go down towards Modra, courtesy of Greg Anderson.
Yes, an obvious free kick, and Robin's actually livened them up with some possessions down the centre of the ground. He's been very good.
Again, the short little chip. There's under half a minute remaining, so they're going to have to go down towards that forward zone, and Modra. McCartney taken out of it. They pounce upon it once again. McCartney tries to draw it back in. Jarman, an anxious look at the umpire. Another bounce, 10 seconds remaining.
Peter Bird's just come onto the ground.
He's going to have to fly to it pretty quickly with 6 seconds to go, isn't he?
And now he can leave the ground. So there it is.
An exercise in futility.
And listen to that crowd. Rumblings here at Football Park in a very tight first half. Fitzroy lead 4-7, 31 in the second term. They kicked 2 goals too. Adelaide 3-5. They kicked 1-3 in the...
That was a goal for their points, and the Crows too, so they really had a lot more of the body.
No substitute for spirit, is there?
No, there's not actually. They started off lively, and you could see that they were just on the job, and sometimes you don't see that in the game, but early on you could see Fitzroy were doing that.
No McGuinness, no McDermott, obviously no Rhett. In the midfield, Adelaide really struggling. There's a great goal. Modra, as is his custom now, off the ground, but in the midfield generating nothing.
No, it's really broken even there. What's his name? Atkins has still got his touches. They haven't been as clean as normal, but he has got some of the ball. There hasn't been any dominance at all in midfield area.
Defensively, both coaches setting it up with spare men back.
Yes, they have. Guard and Hart have been there for most of the night. That was a good goal early in the game from Malloy there. Very handy start for the Lions side.
Now, what about this crowd down on their own players? I haven't seen that before at Football Park. Obviously, the crowd now a factor to Fitzroy's advantage. How tough is it as a coach coming in to instill a new type of play? Obviously, Robert Shaw is working towards something here.
Look, I think you're right with that, and it is hard. I've never known it quiet here because I've never known what it's like to win here. But
they are restless, though, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. It's the quietest crowd I've heard here, and I would love to hear it a few more times. But here's young Chris Johnson. He actually got taken off late in that quarter and missed 2 goals he probably should have taken early in the game.
What about the numbers on the first half?
Yes, well, the Crows have had 20 more kicks, but I mean, it just doesn't belies the game. It really should have been a shade more lead, as you said earlier, Dennis.
So half-time at Football Park, and certainly Fitzroy with a chance to win this one and post their second victory of the season. They lead it by 8 points after they led by 9 points at quarter time. We'll be back with this second half right after that.
Well, not only is he not, the crowd not happy, obviously he's not either. Yell out when you're with us, Curls, because I'm going to ask you the question again. You've been with them since they started. The crowd don't appear too happy. Are you ducking the question or what?
No, I didn't hear him. So a lot of noise down here, and it's not coming from the crowd. It's very negative from the crowd too. It's the first time I've ever heard the Adelaide Crows supporters be down on their side, and I think they've got a little bit of reason to. I just cannot explain the indirect football that the Crows team is playing. Like in today's football, the idea, of course, is to keep possession, but the Crows are going backwards. They're not penetrating their forward line. Admittedly, their half forward line has been well held by the very strong Fitzroy defence, but they're just not in the game at all, and they'll have to change their game plan to if they want to win this footy match.
Neil Curley on the boundary line.
Here's the score fluctuations here. It's been very tight first quarter. Fitzroy just sneaking away a little bit in the end of that first quarter, and then getting a gap again. And Crows came back. I thought they had a bit of momentum with a couple of goals, and then again a couple of goals from Fitzroy late in that second half put them 8 points up at half-time.
Well, is this going to be the quarter? Fitzroy looking for their second win.
You've got the feeling that perhaps Fitzroy are playing almost to maximum, but you just feel that the Crows have got a bit more to offer. Yeah, and if Fitzroy can maintain that, well, obviously they're going to have a very good night, but you just think that perhaps...
On the other hand, if Fitzroy had kicked straight early on...
Yes, as I said at half-time, they'd missed 5 direct shots compared to 2 from the Crows, so... But the ball goes back to the centre and the game starts again, and you just never quite know that.
They struggled to beat Melbourne here. They beat St Kilda and then inexplicably beat the West Coast Eagles. But really, it hasn't been a good season for the Crows so far. Their football hasn't been all that flash.
Manson sets himself. Modra has kicked a couple.
Jamison up forward too.
1 in each quarter, Tony Modra. 4-7 the Roys. Adelaide a 3-5 for Fitzroy. All separate goal kickers. Pesh tries to get it out towards the centre wing. Heavy knock, Jarman. Still with Jarman. Bouncing around at the bottom of the pack. Anderson picks it up and tumbles it down towards half forward. The Crows will be desperate for the first score. Liptak started on the bench. Couldn't get a clean possession. Overrun by Guard. Pushed down towards the 50-metre line. Here's a chance for McCartney. Wobbles it down towards Modra. The gloved one. This time can't get boot the ball. Zanotti could be free kick. No, said the umpire. Zanotti comes steaming through again, and he finds Manson on the half-back flank. James Manson took a couple of very telling and exciting marks late in the first quarter. He's taken 5 in all. Kicks towards centre wing. Fitzroy have come out fired up. Here's Malloy down towards the 50-metre line for the Lions. McCarthy comes a long way out. Malloy sees it over the line. There's the Crow bench. Tregenza is there, and so too Robran, starting this third quarter. Vital one for the Crows. They know that they can sneak into the 8 with victory here. Acting captain is Bickley. Gains probably 35 metres before it rolls over the line once again.
Just seeing Chalmers and Robert on the bench then, I just wonder if it's almost time for Robert Shaw to say, well, look, perhaps I've got to develop a centre-half forward here. We're going to waste a lot of the football otherwise.
Rashudo goes up in front, grabs it. Liptak out wide, now taken by McKinnon. Through the middle, kicking down towards half forward. Wellman goes back. Zanotti reaches over the top. Timely fist. Pesh did well. Pushed away a marker. Kicks towards full forward. Modra back alone. It was wide of the mark. It bounced through. Not sure he was looking for Modra. I think he was going for goal, but no luck there for the Crows. They trail now by 7 points. Paxman wasting no time. Set Dent a task, and over the top McKinnon. Started on the bench. He's got this one. About 55 metres out, will kick from 60. It was normally a thumping kick, but I doubt he could score from here. Getting plenty of advice. So McKinnon will put it to the square. Right towards the kickoff line. They angle their approaches and up they go. Well represented Fitzroy. McCartney, though, almost the mark. Jarman goes to ground. Atkins on top of him. And a whistle. Simon Atkins, 15 possessions. Does it every week. Fine pickup for the Lions. The most possessions by any player on the ground so far tonight. Over the top, Jamison. Pittman emerges with it in reverse. It ricochets across the goal face. Jarman picks it up. 15 metres out. Wide, out of bounds on the full.
Yes, Jamison going up forward. Of course, in his first season, kicked 49 goals. He's only averaged 1 a game in the 78 games. So he's played a lot in the fence in the last few years, though.
Mark number 6 to Manson. Just 1 behind so far scored in this third quarter. Tight and low scoring. Hawkins and Manson share it around. little bit of chipping work to Boyd.
Let's get the stats up, boys.
Yeah,
three touches in. It looks good later on. Oh,
now,
give another one.
4.
Oh, Manson's having a great night. Getting a lot of the footy.
They wonder the crowd arrest us. To the half back line. Fitzroy not out of it yet. Working hard was Holmes. They may get a chance now. In towards Atkins in the centre. There's another possession. Zanotti, who's run on down, follows it up and kicks up towards the 50-metre line. Mark not held by Johnson. Pushed towards the boundary line. Johnson has a chance there, but the hand pass is intercepted and taken over. Throw in. Left half forward. That was Mark Bickley. Very little breeze here at Football Park. Dewy conditions, but still pretty good. Matthew Dent pumps it onto his boot. They've still got it inside their 50 for the moment, although Smart came charging out. Malloy backpedals. Atkins onto the left foot. High little chip kick, doesn't go a long distance. Difficult one for Boyd. Anderson gets a hurried kick. Back towards the half-back flank once more. Socket off the ground. Socket to some relative safety. And the boundary line on the outer side. Hawkins will see it over. Dougie swoops on it a little too late. Always the polite one. 337 games, 226 goals. Been one of the great characters.
Fitzroy by 7 points. Close to the boundary line. This is Connell. Left it behind. Story of the night so far for the Crows. McCartney. Rashudo's got it. Forward of the wing. Pesh in space now. Took a long time. Gets the kick away. It was half blanketed though by Boyd. Brilliant pick up by guard. Should have kicked it. Rashudo follows through. Knocks it in front. Zanotti put his head down. Rashudo goes in very solidly on guard. And Barker's not happy with that. Neither is Hawkins. And Hawkins making the point. And fair enough too, I think. So a bounce just inside the 50.
Rashudo, 5 kicks and 3 marks.
Dougie gets the kick away out wide. McCartney leads in the race out there. Wharf is closing. McCartney paddles it towards the line. Falling to the ground, manages to get the kick away. It bounces inside the 50. Jarman goes for goal. It's not a bad effort. Just misses behind. At least they're attacking now, something they didn't do too often in the first half.
Under 15 minutes remaining. Just 2 behinds have been scored for the term, both of them by the Crows. Darren Holmes has it on half-back. 47th game for him. Formerly, of course, with Sydney. Goes towards centre wing. And the mark taken by Dent. Started on the bench. Picks up towards the half-forward line. And Pittman strong. Using the gloves. Plays on towards Rashudo. Here they go again. Nigel Smart in trouble. Back to Pittman over to Brown. Trying to set something up from half-back. They go over the centre. Wellman has been very good. Anderson plays the advantage rule. Puts them inside 50. Manson will cut across again, and Big James doesn't let them down. Done pretty well in the air, Manson. Barker takes it. Goes from the back pocket. Popping it over the top. Now they've got the numbers here. They'll do the shepherding. McCarthy gets the hand pass over the top. Malloy fumbles. Then spoons it out the back door. Crow fans say he threw it out, but play goes on. Zanotti up towards the half-forward line. Johnson takes the mark. Wants to go on with it. Spears it in towards Atkins, and he marks just outside 50. Morton drifted down, but now Atkins goes back and he kicks long. Up towards full forward. Morton's got to make some tracks. Can't get there in time. Hart takes the mark.
Plays on immediately. Short. Over the head of Anderson. Needed to be shorter. Paddled towards the line by Baldwin. Across it goes. Hart's been very good.
Unfortunately, when you don't have this dominant centre forward position, what you tend up doing is going wide because there's nothing happening when it goes there, and both sides are trapped in the same boat at the moment.
Barker eventually went at that one. This is Morton. Can he control it? Keeps it in, does nicely. Barker off one step. McCarthy, valiant attempt to mark. Picked up by Boyd. Shrugs a tackle from Smart. Open goal beckons, and what's he done? He's missed. Dear, oh dear. Brad Boyd, the skipper, he played his first game in '92. He kicked his first goal in '93. That came against Essendon in round 10, so he's not a reputed goal kicker, although this season he's got 10 and is doing best of the Lions, but they need somebody on the forward line other than the captain, really, to get the bulk of their goals. Adelaide work it to the wing. Liptak with a runner inside. He ignores McKinnon, kicks towards the 50. Timely fist down there, well done by Holmes to knock it away. This is Pesh. Holmes came again. McCartney off his step to Jamison. He's got it inside the 50. Wellman runs on. Jamison in two minds. Centres it now. Jarman has to wait. He's got it. Running in from 15 metres out. Gets it.
Hanson stands his ground. Out of the middle. Jarman applies the tackle. He's fired up. Liptak kicks them down towards Modra once again. They lock horns. Over the back it goes. The umpire calls play on. Crow fans are fuming. Jeremy Gard gets the hand pass over the top. They've got a chance to clear. Hawkins has it on the outer side. Kicks towards centre wing. Johnson has drifted down there and he takes the mark. 1 point in it. The Lions in front. Johnson goes in towards the middle. They've got the numbers there. Cummings is away and he gives it to McCarthy. He'll have to be quick. Can they get the quick reply? He goes over the top. He may have gone too far. Hart is defending grandly and he's done so all night. Short to Kluzak. He can go over the top and go on with it to Pittman. They've opened up the loose man here. Pittman lopes away to Wellman. Wellman now. Off he goes. The crowd starting to come to life. Jarman could be the key to fire them up. He's close to the boundary line and he's over. For a throw in on right half forward. Going with him was Rowan Wharf.
It's an interesting kick then going the forward line from Morton. Pardon me. I mean, the chip on to McCartney was on just to settle it down. Just that knowledge of football and experience used the player on a great lead.
McCartney comes over the top. Zanotti could have been held. McCarthy pulls it back. That was Adam. Only as far as Wellman. Takes it at the second attempt. Third mark to Sean Wellman. 65 metres out, in towards full forward, over the head of the Modra, however, and Paxman tidies up in his 67th game. He's not too happy. Little worm burn. And he travels 25 metres to his captain, who goes back to him again. Oh, talk about possessions. Look out, Hawk, you're in trouble. Somehow, he weaves a little magic and gets out of it to find Rowan Wharf.
Short of half back, he sends play towards the outer side wing. Johnson in front. Kruzak up with him. Loose ball behind. This is Gard. Metres in the clear. He can run 30 metres if he wants to. Cuts back towards the middle. Gives it to Atkins. A sweeper too hard and too high. Morton couldn't hang on. Tasker gets back. And now the Crows regroup and work it back in the other direction. Or do they? Johnson got his hands on the hand pass from Kluzak. Morton keeps it in. No, he did not. Boundary throw in.
It's really looking for someone to poise as we look at those spectators there. They're a bit bemused by all this, I think. But really just needs some quality touches now, doesn't it? Just to finish off. And some goals could come in a hurry. You feel as though the intensity's lifted. One side could really drop off.
Barker, clean possession, couldn't control it. Brown, and passes across the line. Under 10 minutes till three-quarter time. A point the difference. The Lions in front. They've been terrific tonight. Rank outsiders. Adelaide 8-1 on to win this game at home. McKinnon goes up. Rashudo behind. Coming through was Morton. It ricochets off some legs. Baldwin. That's later tonight. Socket away down there by Connell. Slapped out of there by Smart. Going in Kluzak. It's out of bounds again. And another throw in.
And Cavidan there looking on.
9.5 minutes remaining in this all-important third quarter. Malloy doing the ruck work from behind. Here goes Wharf. In towards goal and way across the face, and he rams it into the behind post. So the Crows will bring it back. That came from Morton, the kick. Now Connell a chance. Towards centre wing. The Crows looking to set something up here with Nigel Smart. If he can get clear, he can't. He gives it to Wellman. Wellman turns round now and has a look up towards the half-forward line. Bickley, the acting captain tonight, trying to spark them. Chips over the top. It could be dangerous because Mark Zanotti is there and he is a terror. Liptak for the Crows and a throw-in to take place. 1 point the margin. It favours Fitzroy if you've just joined us. Very tough, tight contest. Liptak spoons it out towards McKinnon. Atkins pops it up in the air for the Hawk, who had it and then lost it. Maybe dangerous. Jarman again. Look out. Over the top to Modra. Yes, thank you. And the Crows are back in town.
Surging at the present time. McKinnon went down against the flow. Wharf gets the hand pass away, intercepted by Bickley. Sweetly across to McKinnon, now with Pesh. He goes looking for Modra. Mistimed his leap. Back gets guard, deep in his own defensive area. Now Holmes, close to the line, kicks towards the wing. Leading in the race out there is McCarthy. This is Adam McCarthy, pursued by Connell. McCarthy, a handy player, wobbles it on the bounce down towards half forward. Malloy worked out of it, well done by Smart. Gets by Manson, across to Anderson. Anderson's kick close to the line. Wellman, confidence rising with the Crows now. Wellman kicks inside the 50. Modra comes on a lead. Paxman gets a timely fist. Down in front, Jamison. Liptak charged down there by Cummings. Ricochets towards Jamison. He went down. Liptak was taken high. He'll get the free kick. Bad luck for Zanotti. Well, the bodies were flying in there. A rueful shake of the head from Mark Zanotti. But Mark Liptak has got this one. He'll shoot from about 35 metres out. What did I say, Mark? Matthew. Could well be marked after that tackle. He kicks. He's got it. It's good.
There's the third goal to the Crows in this quarter, and you just sense that, as I mentioned before, the intensity of the game's rising, and it really is test time now for the Fitzroy side. They've done most things right tonight, and just starting to get a bit lax. Those little things like that, what Zanotti did then. What Hawkins let the ball go on the tackle, a couple of their senior players. Just unfortunate things, but that's when you really need to stand up now in a game of footy and really force the issue here onto the Crows side.
11 points the margin, favouring the Crows, who've hit back hard. Pesh goes down towards the half-forward line. Past Wellman, past Zanotti. Is it past Wellman yet? No, it's not. He's got to backpedal a little, and good interception by Hawkins. Got to get round Brown. He's in trouble. Jamison's at the bottom. Was that in the back? Yes, and finally this crowd is finding its voice.
You just get the feeling, Sandy, the help isn't getting there quickly enough now for Fitzroy.
Jamison at the bottom of the pack, Malcolm.
Yeah, so that is fair enough. He did fall forward, an obvious free kick, but that's part of footy, unfortunately, for the tackler.
Well, Rod Jamison has been known to kick the controversial goal against Fitzroy in days gone by. He's got a chance now to open up this margin to 17 points, the biggest in the game to date. But he's kicking from 55. He won't quite make it into the square. The big pack at the back. Oh, one behind. No one able to get there in time. 6 minutes remaining. 12 points the margin.
There's Fitzroy just the 1 point this quarter. It's and the Crows have kicked 3-3, so it's been quite a dominance from the Crows.
Back into play and straight down the middle. Manson tries to hoist it out the back, only to see Pittman there, who gives it to Bickley, who tumbles it straight back over. And Paxman takes the mark on the last line of defence. Heads to the outer side. Barker has a bit of space. Bounces his way on the outer wing. Has a look up towards right half forward. McCarthy at the back. Lions desperate for the next score, but Anderson comes away and defends well. Goes back towards centre wing. Jamison picks himself up after being unable to take it on the half volley. Spears it down to Liptak. Crows coming to life. Suddenly there's some movement, there's some life in towards Jarman. Couldn't take it, but he's there with Modra. The two combined, they're close to the boundary line, and he goes over. He does go over in front of the scoreboard as Tony McGuinness wishes he was out.
Manson knocks it down. Pesh couldn't control it. Dent went through the pack. This is McCarthy. Across the body towards the wing. Good mark by Tasker. Comes forward of the wing. Sean Tasker. An intense steer as he drives it well inside the attacking 50. Modra outnumbered. It falls in front. Guard, who was up, found it on the ground. It spills to Wellman. Knocked on by Hawkins there in the wrong direction. Involuntarily, Zanotti boots it towards the outer side. Connell the mark. Sends it back in once more. And the mark is held by Liptak again. Presenting himself just around the 50. Another chance here to extend the lead. It's out to 12 points. And Fitzroy now, I'm sure, and Bernie Quinlan in particular, lamenting those missed opportunities early in this game. Liptak, not quite. Right on the line. It's slapped out wide there by Manson. Headed towards the line is Wharf. He tumbles. McCartney on a collision there with Barker, and the ball spills across the line. Throw in.
Yeah, terrific hip and shoulder there from both players. Elbows down. Good stuff.
Just on 4 minutes remaining. And a vital 4 minutes to Brown, who's caught. Jarman looks to spoon it out with that Jarman hand pass to McCartney. He's got it. McCartney just chipped it up. And the mark was taken as Liptak now will have a shot 35 metres out. Well, he's come onto the ground. He's had 7 kicks and 4 marks and has been very lively, Malcolm.
This third quarter's been terrific for him. The last 15 minutes, exceptional.
Liptak will send them wild if he boots this. And he has.
In over 50 ways.
So Matthew Liptak, 2 goals for the quarter, 2 goals for this season. Manson, like a charging bull, tried to knock it down towards half forward. Couldn't affect it. It comes to Jarman from McKinnon, now Rashudo, and the Crows are suddenly starting to run. Brown to Anderson, who measures it from 60. Bacon goal square. Can they get back in time? They can't, but it bounces the wrong way. Behind. Good happening there, as you can see. Oh. Meantime, Paxman kicks in and finds Boyd. 7-9 to 4-8. Brad Boyd, left half back. Goes for distance. It's been a bleak term as far as the Lions are concerned. It pitches in no man's land. McCarthy came to mid it. Kluzak knocked it forward. Taken by Johnson. 40 metres out. He snaps. They need this one. It's a goal. His second.
Just terrific work from this young fella, and they are playing with less on their forward line, so their forays forward have really got to make something of it. I really do like this young fella. He's had a bit of a spell on the bench, I think, teaching something from Bernie Quinlan. Just great get and push. He has an urgency to play footy, and he looks as though he really loves his work.
Frank Bozzotto has come onto the ground, replacing Trent Cummings. 7-9, plays 5-8. Fitzroy's first goal for the quarter. Taken a long, long time. Wellman and Zanotti, both at the bottom of the pack. Atkins saw it go past. Here comes Ando again. From 65 metres, and Modra's got to beat a couple. And he's quick to recover. He'll try the soccer again. Almost. Jarman goes into assist. Pressure now on the defence as Holmes gets a hurried kick to the outer side. Connell leads in the race. Rashudo's with him. In fact, Rashudo gets there first. Taken over the line by Matthew Dent. Still a bit of tension in the crowd. Full house again. Pittman, Manson, Bozzotto trying to get into the thick of things. Manson again. Can't get an effective kick away. The umpire lets play go on. 100 game of Baldwin. Off towards Atkins. They need another one with under 2 minutes remaining in the quarter, Fitzroy, to have a real go at them in the final term. They're certainly not out of this game yet. Hart finds Smart. Nigel Smart sweeps a long one in towards Wellman, just about down in the middle. You've got to be quick. He is up towards half forward away from Jamison. Waiting down is McKinnon. He may kick this. He goes long from 65. Modra! Jarman is there with him, and it's belted over. Or one behind, and they're still having a chat. Dougie Hawkins and Jarman.
It's their 5th rush point, which is a pretty high number in modern football, and just shows that the defensive mechanism that Fitzroy side had this evening.
McCarthy intent on keeping it in. That's good to see. I think he's got the ball close to the line now. He concedes and puts it across the line on the bounce. Oh, Bernie, palpitations up there. So a throw in up towards the wing. Adam McCarthy. It's been pretty handy tonight. 16 possessions. Just over a minute till three-quarter time. Pittman is up, clean possession. Meantime, off the ball, some shepherding. Fitzroy paid the advantage, and Baldwin is storming around the outer side. Nobody near him. Runs to the 50, goes long towards goal. It'll bounce through. How about that?
Yeah, it's amazing. With that minute to go, 2 late goals here. If they really have answered the question as the Crows fought back, and there was obviously a free kick. Dennis Richards given the advantage, and it was a fair advantage. It was half the paddock, and it was a great kick on the run. Most players have trouble with that from 50 metres out from that angle, but it was a terrific kick from Baldwin, who really has worked into the game tonight. I thought he's starting to get his touches now.
So happy 100th game to Jason Baldwin as Hawkins sends them forward once again. We're inside the last 45 seconds. Can Fitzroy score another one? They're right back in business. Tasker is well caught. Hart goes to ground. Smart comes over the top. Malloy can't take it. And finally with McKinnon there as well, the umpire comes in for a bounce. Well, it's going to go right down to the wire. Just 8 points the margin. Crows leading.
They've reversed that though, 8 points up to 8 points down type thing. It's been a pretty good reversal really by the Crows.
Yeah. Still a tight contest and still anyone's match. Rashudo to the outer side. Racing for it is Dent, Brown, Baldwin. They're all there. Soccer tactics come into play as Rashudo, steady as you like and cool as a cucumber, goes up towards McCartney. It doesn't matter. It's three-quarter time, boys. Another tight quarter, but the Crows certainly surging back. After down 3-5 to 4-7 at half-time, they have hit back with 2 goals to Matthew Liptak, another one to Tony Modra to take his tally to 3. Andrew Jarman scored his second, and the Crows lead at the final change. 7-10, 52 to Fitzroy. 6-8. 40. Fitzroy came home late in the term with 2 goals, 1 from Baldwin and 1 from Chris Johnson. So at three-quarter time, 7-10-52 the Crows. Fitzroy 6-8-44. You'd be breathing a little easier, wouldn't you, Curls?
Well, the game certainly did lift in tempo then, and most of it came from the Crows, of course. Robert Shaw was very vocal at half-time and very stinging with some of the individual players, and they came out and, of course, started to show a lot of commitment. And sometimes people get the word commitment confused. They think it's a physical thing, but it's more a mental thing by applying yourself, you know, with the brain, making the body go. And the Crows found some run then and outscored Fitzroy and outplayed them early. But to Fitzroy's credit, they came back with 2 late goals. They're fighting very hard. They're very determined. And this game should be a good one. But the breeze has sprung up, which is favouring the Crows' end.
7 Sports is proud to present this match as part of the 1995 Coca-Cola AFL Premiership season.
Yes, as we look at the summary now, and the centre efficiency has gone the Crows' way. They really did forge out of the middle then, with the players around the ball, getting the ball forward quickly. Goal efficiency a bit down on a night like tonight. Turnovers about even, and the ball control, which is quite surprising considering that the Crows have had nearly 30 to 40 more possessions than what Fitzroy haven't had it that much longer than what the Fitzroy side have.
So just about set to go in this final quarter. Just 13 goals scored for the night. 7-10 plays 6-8. Can the Crows hold on? Can the Lions climb off the bottom of the ladder? 52 plays 44. Here we go. Final term at Football Park. First goal vital, because they haven't been easy to get, apart from the third quarter when a few opened up. Johnson has been busy up forward. He's had his chances. Floats a high one. McCarthy is there. Jarman also. Here's an opportunity, but some great tackling. That was sensational. A snap round the body. Johnson.
Interesting with the call of Manson. That is a mark to young Johnson.
Yep.
And I would suggest with his skill would kick it. But that awkward kicking style of Manson, where he brings the ball back in, just didn't make it fluent and gave the Crows player enough time to tackle him. unfortunately, growing up as a kid, he got taught the wrong way and kept it.
Johnson had his chances early on to kick a bag tonight. He's missed those, but he's booted 2 to date. This is a very important one. Around he runs. Fitzroy wants the first goal to cut the margin to 2 points, and he's got...
Well, just what Fitzroy looked for, and 3 goals to Chris Johnson and 2 missed shots. Terrific work there by Doug Hawkins to get that quick kick, and that's the difference in the kicking styles of Manson and Hawkins. And wonderful, wonderful play here by the youngster. Just the poise to run out a bit. Not too jerky with the run out. Just smooth enough to keep it controlled with the ball on the boot.
So the margin just 2 points now. 7-10, 7-8. Manson has to wait. Pittman over the top. Knocks at Goldwood. Brown tried to soccer off the ground. Atkins dragged down by Jarman. Battles on. Dives on top of it. Baldwin comes out limping on a cold night. Good smart. And a bounce alongside the centre circle. Must be in the contract between these 2 clubs. Tight finishes. The order of the day. A little bit of controversy as well. Brown down towards half forward. Getting a boot on it. Zanotti. It comes back towards the middle, picked up by Barker, floats it down, still inside the centre square. It was drifting towards half forward. Pittman went back and did very well, body to body with Manson that time and beat him. Pittman plays on, swings it out wide. Now McKinnon, close to the line. McKinnon bearing down on him. Baldwin. This will be interesting. McKinnon off his feet, thumps it to the voice supplied by Anderson. Sliding in there was Boyd. It ricochets off the boot of Tasker and goes across the line. Sean Tasker trying to re-establish his career after a serious injury pre-season. Hooked down behind by Pittman. Out of the congestion by Brown towards half forward. All Fitzroy around the ball. This is Dent. Gives it the charge and boots it down towards half forward. Clever mark by Smart. No, play on's the call and fair enough too. Smart butters up again, thumps it his way, trying to run onto the ball, but it trickles across the line and will be thrown in.
Yes, almost a very, very good mark then. Just off balance, Smart. Unfortunate drop there. Pretty crucial stage of the game.
Danny Morton just overcoming some cramp. Play goes on. Connell's hand pass over the top to Brown. No one able to take it away cleanly. Atkins has a chance. He held it for a long time at the bottom of the pack. Finally, it's Anderson out the back. Dawkins sets something up here. Over he goes to McCartney. McCartney sets sail for home, but it slews off the side of the boot. A poor kick going in towards the right forward pocket, and Jarman says, I was here.
Yes, hard kick under pressure is a torpedo kick, and just a drop kick to the front of the square was what Andrew Jarman would have been telling.
But
number 8 on the screen.
In their attacking zone and in with an opportunity. Free kick has been picked out. I think it's going to go the way of Fitzroy to be taken by Matthew Dent. Away he runs towards the back pocket region. Johnny Barker keeps on coming. Modra's chasing. Barker keeps going. He's down towards Baldwin on centre wing. Lays it off very quickly to Morton. Put the youngster under a little bit of pressure. Paxman, an interesting kick down towards the 50-metre line. Johnson is there. He's dangerous. Short to Boyd. Boyd can seal it. The skipper goes for home. Fitzroy stay in the hunt.
Towards half forward. They are irrepressible tonight. They've been terrific. Here's Morton. Oof. Morton is dragged down. He was on the way down in any case. Bickley over the top. Free kick is paid. Advantage is paid now. Kick towards the outer side. Rashido, in fact, the umpire demanding it come back. Well, a bit tough on the Crows there. Rashido was behind the mark in any case. And well clear. Bickley drives it down towards half forward. Pittman up high. Good grab just forward of the wing. Looks down towards the 50. Not a particularly good kick. Turns them all around. Loose ball behind. The 2 number 6s go after it. Modra. He's got 3 tonight. Tries to do a harms and flick it back in or across the goal face or whatever. It didn't work out all that well, whatever the recipe was. It's out of bounds and will be thrown in. Saw it somewhere.
Sheldon is in town.
1979 grand final.
Knocked forward and across the line by Holmes. Breather for the players inside the last 16 minutes of the game. Well, we saw them on Saturday Night Football at the SCG Fitzroy. They showed a lot of heart that night before they went under. Again tonight, they're prepared to work. Holmes gets it down. Baldwin lost it. Liptak, a high up and under. Pesh had to wait. Guard got him down. The hand pass was good though. McCartney right on the 50 towards the pocket. Modra works off his man. Loose ball behind. Dent. Again, Modra kept it in, this time to better effect. It's taken by Jarman. He snaps. Baldwin right on the line.
What a finish. Baldwin short to Boyd. The skipper has it at fullback. The Lions have come from behind. They've hit the front. Atkins has it on the outer side. They turn it up towards centre wing. Towards Wharf in that position. Connell chasing him. He gets Wharf. The ball spills free. Atkins crunched by Bickley. The ball goes close to the boundary line. Connell can't do a little juggling act on that outer side. Throw in to take place. Fitzroy are 8-8-56. Adelaide 7-10-52. Centre wing. Pittman wins it down. The Crows desperate for a score, but holding up proceedings is Jeremy Gard. He kicked a goal in the second quarter.
Yes, in fact, Fitzroy have kicked the last 4 goals. So they've really taken the momentum back from the Crows.
Speaking to John McCarthy, coming out to the ground, he said Bernie Quinlan was as nervous as anyone. Well, I bet he will be at the moment. The Lions leading. Rashudo's hand pass a little proppy. Pesh under pressure gets it back to him. Now McKinnon creates a bit of space. Has a look up towards the half-forward line. Modra was his man. Couldn't take it. Liptak gets caught. Still there, Liptak and Brown working in tandem. Oh, look at that! Colourblind, maybe. To the outer side. They've still got possession. McKinnon may get a chance to go up towards the half-forward line. Hand pass not good, however, and it's finally over the line with Frankie Bozzotto.
Hand pass to a ruckman with his back to goal.
Yes, hand pass to player standing still. It's almost a cardinal sin in football, I believe.
From the throw in, McCarthy missed the ball. This is Pesh, centering kick. Anderson alongside the centre circle. Just under 14 minutes till full time. Anderson unloads. Modra with the run. Got hands to it. Couldn't hang on. Was he dragged down? No, play goes on. Trying to crash his way through Modra. It comes to Connell. Connell snaps. Bounds on the full in the pocket. Well, they're playing for keeps now. Zanotti in the back pocket. Brown unhappy with the umpiring. This is Boyd. So off on the way though at Football Park. It's no guide. Paxman still in the defensive 50. Paxman, the short one. They create the loose man. Now they can run. This is Wharf up towards the wing. The chip pass. McCarthy on his chest. Runners cruising past. Held up long enough. Well done by Kluzak. But running on down the ground, Wharf has it. Wharf down towards right half forward. Kicks towards the 50. Johnson full-chested. He likes to lead. He leads hard, and that was a good aggressive lead, demanding the ball from Wharf. Now he goes back. That's okay. With the ball is Boyd. They've worked it out pretty well. McCarthy into open space. They turned him around. They turned them upside down. And now he's going to go for the jugular right here.
Yes, young Chris Johnson's had the compliment of Ben Hart going on to him, and Brad Boyd really is lifting his rating in a lot of possessions at the moment.
The skipper. Adam McCarthy. What an important kick this one is. He's off target. The League and Fitzroy are still in front though at Football Park. Stretches their lead to 4 points, or is it 5? 5 points now. 8-9 to 7-10.
12 and a half minutes remaining. Oh, danger by Tasker. Not out of it yet. Smart does well, and he's still going. Belts it over the top to try and accommodate McKinnon. He's under pressure. Lions through Dent, regain it off to Hawkins. Dougie Hawkins gives it to another veteran in Mark Zanotti. Zanotti's kicked too short. Turning over to Brown, but look out. Spills in towards the middle, and Atkins. Fierce determination. Body over the ball. He may be penned. He is penned. Connell was not to take it. It's got to come back to Liptak. Very damaging in the third quarter. Liptak kicked a couple of goals. Modra out on a long lead. Couldn't take it, but Brown inside 50. Chip to Jarman. We'll get a free kick, but not the mark.
Listen, it all goes back to that Zanotti turnover. It's amazing as players' legs get tired and they go for short passes with players running at them. You see them stolen more and more. You just don't kick your leg up. And here's Jarman, who really has been the live wire, almost the catalyst for the Crows side.
Could be semantics if he kicks this one. He's booted 2. He's kicking from just 20 metres. A steady drop puck.
The Adelaide Crows by a point. Wharf is off the ground with what appears to be a shoulder injury. Cummings is back on. And regardless of the outcome of this game, you get the feeling it will be a week of post-mortems here in Adelaide. Wharf in the dugout. Rucks go at it. Manson gets it down. Boyd out of the middle. Kicks it down inside the 50. Up goes Smart. Bounces around on his chest. But he holds the mark. Comes out wide to Bickley. Bickley, his 16th possession, not great by his standards, goes down towards centre-half forward. Camped in front, Jamison, knocked away by Holmes. Liptak, quick hands to Brown, he's in trouble. It spills across to McCartney. Now Connell, they broaden the attack. Connell goes inside the 50. Jarman gets onto the loose ball up the ground. It rolls and rolls at one side of the post.
I thought the FA Cup was on later tonight. We've seen a bit of that, haven't we?
Yes. I'm watching a game of croquet, that. Behind Andrew Jarman.
2 points, the margin. Evidence sits in the dugout. Only a kick in it. Zanotti in the back pocket. Forced to play on. Over the line goes Malloy. Just over 10 minutes remaining. Anyone's game here at Football Park. Robin and Manson. Con busy particularly early. Zanotti got a bad bounce. Brown a good one off to Liptak. Slews off the side of the boot. Fitzroy not out of trouble yet. Anderson does well against Baldwin. Zanotti couldn't take it cleanly. Absolute desperation here tonight. And the umpire letting it go, but the crowd realising and appreciating just what these players are doing. They're giving their absolute all. Adelaide by 2 points in a desperate Dow final term. Boyd claimed, ripped off the football. It spills free. McCarthy picks it up and kicks towards centre wing. Only as far as McKinnon. Short to Anderson. It will be okay as Baldwin arrived just a fraction too late. The 86 McGarry medalist kicks towards the half-forward line. Pesh gives it away to Sean Wellman. Wellman's tucked on the boundary line. Centering kick into full forward. McCartney couldn't take it at the first attempt. Malloy was there. Jarman, you could be a hero. He will to Brown.
Back for the Lions. Can they get back from here? They're down by 8 points. Remarkable fight all night from them. Anderson upended. Here's an opportunity. Baldwin still is over the ball. In trouble, surrounded. Out of the congestion, McCarthy floats it towards half forward. Up behind Morton. Finds it on the ground across to Manson. Cast in the role of a rover. Goes down towards full forward. Surely a push in the back down there. And it's going to be a free kick to Bird. Bird only about 20 metres out on a slight angle. How's this for pressure for the youngster?
Only his 4th game.
So, what an important kick. This to pull it back to 2 points. It looks okay. It's a goal.
Yes, it's amazing. Just when you think the Crows have got on top again, back come Fitzroy, and it really has been a seesaw game for most of the night. Yeah, there was a half a push there, probably more the side, the back, but nevertheless it was paid. And Peter Bird, goal. Last quarter, very important goal.
Just over 8 minutes left. 2 points the margin. No one has moved in the crowd. Centre bounce, and it's Jarman again. Been a major contributor. Jarman once more. Just tries to tap it down towards that half-forward line. Oh. It's so fierce in there. They both deserve a standing ovation, these two sides.
Well, they're coming from different points of view, aren't they? But Bernie Quinlan should be delighted with the commitment from his players tonight.
Just been fantastic. And they're still there with a chance. Baldwin goes with a big belt. It drips back in towards the middle, and Robert goes to run across the pack. Kicks it straight into a Fitzroy player's face. There was a clever tap by Malloy. Well done, Malloy. Towards Manson. Back towards Malloy. Can he cover himself in glory? No. Smart is bundled off it. But look at them pounce upon it. Malloy's hurt. He is hurt, but he'll fight on. Inside 50. 2 points the margin. It's the Crows in front. Manson again. Robin heads towards the boundary line. The only one there is McCarthy. Can he kick a goal? No. Centering kick. Malloy. Well, it was like he was knocked out. Gone flat in his back. No free kick. His skipper picks him up.
Had to be close to a mark too.
What did you think, Malcolm?
Yes, it was, wasn't it? I've seen lesser ones paid than that, I can assure you.
20 metres out from the Fitzroy scoring zone. 2 points is the margin. Look at this. Manson is there. Hawkins is there in desperation. He gets it out. The snap looks pretty good. It's a goal.
McCarthy have got that last goal. He's got 2 for the evening. And they're battling Jarman. Dragged down and a bounce. 6 minutes to go, so plenty of time. An upset last night at the SCG. And another major upset looming here. Fitzroy will not go away. They fell off the pace by 9 points, but they're back in front now. Dragged down Manson. Dent tries to crash his way through, and he's taken high. He put his head down. He knew where he was headed. It was up to them to stop him, and they couldn't. Dent out of the middle. Down towards half forward. Malloy, good grab. He's got this ball between the wing and half forward. Where will he go? Atkins was short. He kicks inside the 50, ignoring Atkins. From behind, Kluzak tries to thump away. McKinnon's got it. He gave it away. McCarthy dragged down. Hawkins, an old dog for a hard road. Hawkins slips it across to another dog. Over the top, Atkins. Goal coming up. Into it goes Morton. He's kicked it. Well, 5 minutes to go. And the Crows now have got to do something special.
Well, I would suggest that Doug Hawkins again, it's been pretty lively up forward. It's a pretty good move, that. Hawkins has been consistent all night. And just to finish off there was Danny Morton. But I'm sure they got a couple of goals in front a few years ago. And then got a couple of free kicks and kicked the last 2 goals out, one after the siren.
Well, it was 1991, I think, and it was Rod Jamison. There are 39,888 people here, and believe it or not, some are starting to leave. Jarman was a hero a moment ago. Tries to give it to Liptak off to Anderson, but the umpire said it was a throw. It was a throw. Fitzroy are steadying. Fans don't like it, but Adam McCarthy has it right in the middle of the ground.
I thought I saw a fist in there, to be honest.
10 points the margin, Malcolm. Down to half forward. Manson was in the pack. Can they go again? Oh, Atkins was going past. Couldn't get it to him. Pesh will soccer off the ground. Straight to Zanotti. Now he loves a run. Jarman will give chase, but Zanotti has a look down towards the forward line. Wants the Hawk and finds him. Well,
And Sandy, one can only imagine what's going through Robert Shaw's mind at the moment. Can you imagine the emotional roller coaster he's on here?
No, I don't think I could. Because he would have come into this game with all the knowledge in the world of this Fitzroy side.
He's been a pretty good player all night too, Doug.
He's been terrific.
Yeah.
Well, here he goes in his 337th game. Dare I say it? But this could just about make Bernie Quinlan's night. Oh, what a performance. Doug Hawkins gets his first, but more importantly, it is Fitzroy's 12th. 4 minutes remaining, and it's 12-9 to 9-11.
As we watch this kick from Zanotti, he really does get some distance out of it and keeps it low and just enough to clear Wellman, and Doug Hawkins in the right spot and hugged it to his chest. And people starting to leave here, which is pretty unusual.
Yes, it's a funny feeling at Football Park at the moment as Manson goes up and knocks it down. Boyd away to Atkins. They broaden the attack. It comes to Dent. He kicks inside the 50. Johnson couldn't control it. Loose ball at the back. Kluzek comes through, picks it up, but this is no way as far as the Crows are concerned to win this game. They're playing it across their half-back line, coming through with great dash out there. Tumbling across was Bird. Atkins feeds it to Dent. Dent forward of the wing. Kicks deep into attack. McCartney thumps it down in front. Hawkins once more falling to the ground at Johnson. Johnson cleverly across to Malloy. Malloy to the run. Open goal. McCarthy, it's all over.
Well, 3 goals to Adam McCarthy, and my word, can't a game of footy change? And just terrific stuff again from Doug Hawkins. He really has been lively. Chris Johnson's been fantastic. Wonderful team play there, and a great goal to finish off with. And the Fitzroy crowd, or the Fitzroy team I should say, there's not many crowd here that are very happy.
This crowd are leaving in their thousands. This is unbelievable. It is unbelievable.
It's resignation, but it's more than that. It's almost hostility, isn't it?
It is a protest. 3 minutes remaining. There's silence, and they are out. They are heading home. Incredible. Well, Bernie and the boys will be celebrating tonight as Atkins puts it out wide. They go down towards the half-forward line again, courtesy of Boyd. Conler's there, had a great start to the game. Manson gets caught, loses the football. Boyd gives it out to Baldwin. The 100-gamer will certainly be able to celebrate his century. It's at the half-forward line for Fitzroy with under 3 minutes remaining, and a bounce will take place. Young Boyd has been inspirational, leading by example. At half-forward, Fitzroy by 22 points in a stunning performance. Crowd of just under 40,000, 39,888. You could almost hear a pin drop at the minute. The only noise is the clip-clop of feet on concrete as they head for the car park.
A little muttering.
A little muttering. Here's Boyd. Let's finish it off, says the skipper in style. Oh! This is sensational.
8 goals to 2 in this last quarter, in a game that opened up in the third quarter. I really did think the goals would come, but to come like this and to come from the Fitzroy side is almost the shock of the season.
Yep, no doubt about that.
Been fantastic, Boyd.
Yeah, it's just with about 10 minutes to go, Adelaide were 9 points in front, and suddenly Fitzroy just made it a test of wills. They made it a test of wills, and they put their stamp on this game. Connell flicks it across. It was a throw. It came to Rashudo, but the ball will come back. It'll be a Fitzroy free. And it's developed in the context of this game. It is something of a rout. It's 93-65. It has changed completely in the space of 8 minutes. This will go down as one of Fitzroy's proudest victories. Backs to the wall. So much has been said and written, and they've silenced everybody tonight, except their faithful. Here's Paxman on the outer side. All the time in the world. He kicks it down towards left half forward. Free kick in front, surely. Johnson to take it. Hard crashing, cluttering into his back. So Johnson gets this ball on the outer side.
It's amazing, Dennis. They've kicked 8 goals in the last quarter, and yet between the two sides, they could manage only 7 in the first half. And here's Bernie Quillan. Oh, he must be very, very proud. He's copped plenty. The team's copped plenty. Johnson sends them in towards the forward line once again, but they'll be jubilant tonight. Yes, yes, you've got it, James. Forget the guitar, forget the music. Let's go for goal. And Bernie anticipating this. He's loving it. Soak it up.
This Adelaide crowd is just an eerie feeling, isn't it? It's quite stunned. So am I, quite frankly, but fantastic for the competition. But
Well, yes. Manson shoots towards goal. There's another one. Big James is getting in on the act. This is unbelievable. But for Fitzroy, sensational.
I think the best thing we can do as we leave is look stunned and mutter. Just fit in with the crowd, otherwise it could be tough to get out.
Head down and taxi, thanks.
well, this happened against the Swans too, didn't it? In Sydney with the Crows side, that this last quarter, they've, and I guess to a lesser degree against Richmond last week as well. They, not that it was a thumping by any means. It's just a worry, isn't it? That,
How about that smile? Overcome. Almost. Bernie Quinlan, good on him. He's been under siege. He's having a laugh tonight. Jarman out of the middle, too little too late. Just over a minute to go. Tasker tried for the mark, gets it to Brown. Still the pressure applied. Liptak from about 48 metres out towards full forward. Modra wrestles down there with Paxman. No free kick. McCarthy soccers off the ground. That's John and finds the boundary.
We've talked about the crowd reaction during this last quarter. It'll be interesting to see what it's like at the end of the quarter.
Absolutely.
well, there'll be hardly anyone left. They're going out in droves.
So boundary throw in. We're down to 50 seconds. Holmes in front. It falls behind McCarthy. So the question now is, can Adelaide regroup for next Saturday night? Rashudo drops the mark. McCarthy tries to soccer it forward. Succeeds. It runs to the wing. Bickley gets back. Closing on him. Trying to bring him down there was Baldwin. Bickley goes to the middle and finds Jamison. We're down to 28 seconds now. Jamison goes for distance. I think the crowd like that. Towards the pocket. Juggled down there by Dent. It falls in front. Connell snaps towards goal. Manson gets there. A tired Manson. Just to give them a number. Bizzotto was there as well, and the ball off hands for a behind.
6 rush point. Terrific defensive effort by the Fitzroy side.
And a good effort from you to say it. Not easy to say that, is it? There's Hawkins in the pocket. So Saturday night football has produced a boil over. Paxman back in the other direction. Wait for the siren. How sweet it is.
For Bernie and Fitzroy, it's like a final. And I have never seen in their short time here, Malcolm, this crowd up and out.
No,
and in the mood they're in.
No, it is interesting. I mean, all credit to Fitzroy. I know
Yes.
that you know, they've had to come from behind many times throughout the night, and they've just been irrepressible in their approach. And I must admit, halfway through that last quarter, you thought the Crows, when they got in front, that they appeared to have enough motor left. But once again, this disastrous fade out, which is 3 out of the last 4 games, I suppose.
And
that's
just listen
happened.
to the crowd now.
I think that's for the umpires.
Yes, they've just departed, and the Crow fans now waiting for their charges to come off. The Fitzroy boys, as you can see, all in a huddle in the middle. Bernie Quinlan is out there congratulating each and every player on a wonderful performance. They have been through plenty. They've got criticism. People have written the side off. And there's the young skipper, Bradley Boyd, just 43 games. They go down to the few fans that have made the trek, the faithful fans that have made the trek across the border. I tell you what, some of these Crow players are copying the rounds of the table. As Fitzroy go down to their faithful fans and say thank you for sticking with us as we go down to the boundary line. Here's Curls. Neil?
Yes, we'll have a very happy and proud Brad Boyd here. Brad, that was a tough game all night, but gee, an exceptionally good last quarter.
Yeah, I mean, they've just come such a long way after the first round, and I just emphasised before the game that it was very important to win the game for Jason Baldwin in his 100th game, and the guys just rallied around him, and we took it from there, got a bit of momentum, and what a great win.
There was a lot of passion amongst your players tonight, particularly coming out at half-time. They sensed that they could win this footy match.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've had a hard road, and it's just great to string a couple of wins together, and now it's, just the young guys, they're just playing so well, and they've stepped up, and it makes it easier for us senior guys, and so happy with them tonight.
Well, a great night, but look after the hotel, won't you?
Yeah,
all the best. Back to you, boys.
Subtle as a flying mallet is King Curly. Unbelievable. But now the crowd applauding Fitzroy and rightly so as they come off the ground here at Football Park. But when Jarman, Malcolm, was instrumental in a couple of goals, it did look as though that maybe they were able to break free.
In fact, I think that Andrew Jarman looked to me as though the only class act on the whole of the Crows side. Ben Hart started off very well, but he looked like the only player to set something up and spark them. And, you know, Fitzroy, when you look through their side, they're a real team of workers. And yet the Crows players just dropped off so quickly.
Well, we talked about it at half-time, the spirit they showed in that first half to get that 8-point lead. And, of course, it was still there in the last 15 minutes. In fact, it was there throughout. But when it really counted, when they had to step up, that was a fantastic performance. I've never seen Fitzroy play better. I've seen a lot of pluck from them on occasions, but tonight takes the cake.
Yes, look at that. There is the picture that says it all. What a final term. They made it an 8-goal blast in the final quarter. Fitzroy have gone to 15-9, 99. Was it 9-goal blast, Malcolm? I'm too excited. And Adelaide a 9-12 victory to the Lions.
Stay on 7 Monday nights and
To Fitzroy, they finished 15-9, 99, eclipsing Adelaide 9-12, 66.
the 1995 AFL Premiership season. Brought to you by Mitsubishi Motors Australia, Qantas, McDonald's, Mobil, Carlton Draft and National Australia Bank.
Yes, extraordinary scenes, and you just said to me off camera, why would you coach? Well, I'll tell you one person who won't mind at all at the moment, and that's Bernie Quinlan. Here he is with curls.
Yes, Sandy, well, it's just putting it mildly, a very happy Bernie Quinlan. Bernie, you're very proud of the players.
Oh, well, absolutely, Curls. I mean, they withstood tremendous pressure in that third quarter. It's gone very quiet at the moment, but they withstood tremendous pressure. We got 2 late goals in the third quarter against the flow. Went into that last quarter only 1 goal down. So, I mean, they just stuck to their guns all the way through. They just did not relent for one minute throughout the whole game.
Now, you were 3 goals down halfway through that last quarter. Were you thinking of making changes, or were you just have confidence in your players they could come up and do it for you?
Well, we're 3 goals down there towards the end of the third quarter, and as you would expect, the Crows came out with all guns blazing after half-time. But as I say, we got 2 late goals in that third quarter against the flow of the play, which set us up for that last quarter. But even in my wildest dreams, I thought we got to the front, and then we got a little bit further in front. We got to 22 points in front, and I thought, gee, they've got to kick 4 goals to win this. And then they kicked another couple. So, I mean, the boys now have shown over the last 2 weeks that they're capable of playing against the best competition.
Bernie, Sandy Roberts here in the commentary position. Firstly, congratulations.
Good on you, Sandy. Thanks, mate.
Bernie, I was just asking and talking with Malcolm off air, and Malcolm said, who'd want to be in this coaching caper? Maybe you can answer the question.
Well, for 6 weeks, I didn't enjoy it very much, Sandy. It was a pretty tough experience. But over the last couple of weeks, over the last 3 weeks, we had the win against St Kilda. Last week against North Melbourne was terrific, especially that third quarter when we kicked 8 goals to their 3. And I suppose tonight, Sandy, it's been the culmination of everything they've trained for throughout the season. I mean, we've come a long way from the first game of the season when we were facing 2 big duck eggs on the scoreboard at the half-time mark against Essendon. So, you know, at that stage you would have just about pulled up stumps and given it all away, but the boys have shown that they've got a lot of character. They've stuck with it on the training track, and they've really come through tonight.
And Bernie, tonight it was really the young and the old, wasn't it? I mean, Brad Boyd's played, just 43 games. Dougie Hawkins played 337. From your youngest to your oldest, it was just a wonderful, even fighting spirit.
Yeah, I'd hate to pick out anyone, single out anyone tonight, Sandy, because the way everyone went about their task. It was I put up on the scoreboard at the up on the board before the start of the game. I mean, share the workload, and I reckon that's exactly what the players did. Everyone went out there, they did their job, and they came through in the end with that magnificent last quarter.
Actually, Bernie, I'd agree with that. It was very difficult to give a Fitzroy player 3 votes in the voting. You know what it's like. But it was just all over the ground. I gave a little tick and a little tick and a little tick for most of the Fitzroy players, and yet for the Crows players, I couldn't find very many at all.
Yeah, well, Malcolm, I suppose that's a pleasing aspect when you're in the coaching position, that you go through the whole side and it's very hard to pick a 3-voter. That means the players are playing as a team and each and every one of them is doing their share.
Bernie, have you stuck to a type of game plan? Have you changed it at all, or have you had confidence in your game plan you started with from day one?
Look, I mean, we've come a long way in 8 or 9 weeks, girls. We were struggling very much in the early days. I've tried something at training and the players are sticking to it. I can't say what it is because then everyone will know and they'll plan against us, but the players are now playing with confidence. They know where their teammates are running. and it's making a hell of a difference on the ground.
Bernie, just to...
Yes, sir.
You've kicked goals, like 8 last week against North.
That's right.
I saw you early in the end. I just thought you struggled kicking goals. There's obviously something you've done. Enthusiasm comes from kicking goals sometimes, doesn't it?
Well, I think if the players know that you're playing to a game plan, and they know where they have to crumb the bottom of the pack and so forth, instead of running here, there and everywhere all over the place, it just makes it so much easier to get the numbers to the fall of the ball.
Bernie, just talking about the style of the game as you were, and we're not asking you to divulge anything from the Fitzroy camp, but were you surprised at all by the Crows' style tonight?
Oh, look, I mean, our plan was to play pretty much the way the Sydney Swans played last night, and that was to swarm all over. To swarm all over the opposition and not give them a sniff, which we did exactly in that first half. I mean, the third quarter, the Crows probably played as well as could be expected. They were very good. They put us under intense pressure. Our boys withstood that, and I don't know whether it was fitness or what it was, but we really stuck to the plan, and the boys just really come through. I absolutely admire the way they went about it in that last quarter.
And in closing, you will be disciplined tonight.
Always disciplined, Sandy. You know that. I don't want to see you.
Thanks, good on you, Bernie. Thanks, Carl, and to Bernie Quinlan. Fantastic effort by the boys. We'll have a look at some of the highlights now. In what can only be described, Malcolm, as quite an extraordinary game. First half, just 7 goals scored, very, very tight.
Yes, it was, and they did drop that player back, as we mentioned at half-time with Dennis Cometti, and I mean, it did tighten the whole game up, and I think that what Bernie said was, let's put some pressure on them early, let's find a bit more about them, and then when the game broke, and I must admit I thought it was going to break the Crows' way, but it was just a sensational last quarter from the Fitzroy side, and 9 goals in a quarter in this competition is just a fantastic effort. And isn't it amazing when you get that enthusiasm? This youngster here, gee, I really do like him. Yeah. Just the poise of a veteran, and this kid, 40-odd games and captain of a club.
Well, as Bernie said too, he didn't want to pick out any individual players because in the end it was a team effort, wasn't it?
Yes, it was indeed. Here's Brown and Andrew Jarman. I thought Dennis Cometti gave me a line. He thought that Andrew Jarman did enough to win the game for the Crows, and I really did think that he did set himself apart from most of the Crows players tonight. He was creative, kicked 3 himself, which is terrific. Here he is again. And that was enough to win it, wasn't it? You would have thought there was enough momentum in the game.
Yep. There was a feeling then, and the crowd was up, and the football park was rocking, as we know it can rock. But then suddenly things turned, and Hawkins had a big say.
He did indeed, and you know, he really worked his way in the game in the second quarter and went on from there. Under pressure in the third quarter, him and Zanotti made a couple of blues under pressure, but the character of the guy is that he was good enough to then recover and do this sort of stuff to set up teammates. Atkins played very well again tonight, got a lot of possessions, not as dominant with his kicking in positioning the ball. And young Adam McCarthy, 3 goals, 2 in that last quarter, just so important. And here is Zanotti kicking the ball into the forward line again, and guess who too? You know, the 2 veterans of the side combined very well. Yeah. So they really lifted, and that's what they wanted. They needed those senior players to stand up, and they also wanted the youngsters to just chip in, and they did it very well indeed.
Yes, and that was virtually it. You can see Malloy there, hands raised, and even the Hawk saying, well, that's it. We've got the 4 premiership points, but he wasn't content with that. He managed to get that one out to young Johnson, who is very exciting, and Malloy was able to finish it off with another hand pass to the running McCarthy.
Yes, indeed, he's pretty happy too, and every time they kick the goal in that last little bit, that's a great goal from Boyd. Fantastic goal.
What would Robert Shaw be thinking at the moment?
Well, it's search time for the Crows, and you know, it is a test. Play Hawthorn here next Saturday night, and the Hawthorn have had...
They were coming off a belting.
Yeah, had a sorrowful day, and they've had some good results here. I just think that centre-half forward problem, you know, Graham Corns in coaching the Crows had the same problem. It's almost as though you just can't get anyone there, so you go wide, and it really is a bit of a problem for these sides if you can't get them. And
now, how difficult did you find these? Come on, you said you were going tick, tick, tick with Dennis.
Well, I've wrapped these up a bit, but I thought Andrew Jarman was a standout player on the ground, and that's what the idea of 3 votes is. Very unusual for the losing side in the end by 5 goals, but it happened very late. Brad Boyd, I thought, was consistent all night and just terrific. Great captain's game, and I probably like this kid too much. I could have put in Atkins or Ben Harder. I mean, there's a lot of Fitzroy players as well, but three three goals and must have set up 3 or 4 others.
And probably could have kicked at least 5 himself. He did miss a couple early on in the game, didn't
and
he?
Bernie did take him off. I meant to ask Bernie that, why he took him off in that second quarter, I think, first or second quarter.
Can I say something?
What's that?
I don't think you'll get a chance to speak to Bernie now for a while.
No, I don't think so either. But it just must have been to teach the kids something, which is terrific. Stats? Well, the Crows actually got on top in 30 or 35, 36 possessions, I suppose, more. But with that sensational last quarter from Fitzroy, they've really fought back in the kicks and handballs department. Looking at free kicks, not much in it, and tackles. I mean, it was a pretty tight game when you really think about it. Centre breaks, Fitzroy in that last quarter, last 10 minutes, really got on top in that area.
So there it is, and we'll have a look at some individual performances now. Firstly, from Fitzroy.
Adam McCarthy was good, 3 goals. He was terrific. Boyd, we've mentioned. Hawkins ended up with 25. I always get this wrong. No, 25 possessions, that's right. Atkins, 26, consistent again. Johnson, 16 possessions on the forward line, 3 goals, and set up a few others. Terrific. And we go down the list there to Zanotti still having a good season. Pretty even lot.
Yeah, my word it was.
And then Holmes, I thought, was pretty good at the back, was pretty tight. And Barker, not bad. It was a pretty good team effort from those defenders as well.
Certainly was, and just a couple of the guys down the bottom there, of course, interchanging and spending considerable time on the bench. But an excellent performance by the Fitzroy team. Great team performance. Lions victorious. We'll take a break. More shortly from Football Park.
Bridget, Sandy, Tim and Wayne, the Big Four of 4 quarters. A Friday footy must.
Cricket scores again, aren't they? 24-19, 163. Too good for the Tigers. Carlton's bubble bursting last night, and now Richmond 14-7-91.
Yeah, very difficult competition to win 8 in a row, and I think we all know that. But that's a terrific win from Geelong, and you know, Richmond have had a lot of trouble with Geelong over the last 10 years, and I think they've only won once or twice in the last few years, or last 10 years. So it's another great game for Geelong.
Hawthorn had some big guns coming back into that side, including their skipper, but to no avail. Melbourne and Neil Baum, far too good, 17-10 to 7 goals 8. North Melbourne also getting home, but not easily against the Bulldogs.
No, but I think that's a solid win for North. And they're probably not at the peak of their form at the moment, and that's probably a good sign. It sounds silly at this stage of the year, but just if you can keep on winning without winning well, get enough games up to play in the finals.
And have the Magpies started a run?
Well, not with that half-time report. The injuries look very ordinary. I saw the early game of that, and Fremantle looked hopeless early, and then must have really fought back in the end, but obviously injuries took their toll on Collingwood.
Yes, Pies do have some injury worries, but no doubt we'll hear more of those as the week unfolds. Let's have a look at the goal kickers now, because Gary Ablett booted 7 today, and age is no barrier.
No, it's a terrific effort, isn't it? It should kick his 50th next week in round 9, which is a marvellous strike rate.
Severio Rocker, 6 today for the Pies, and he's certainly come back into form, moving into second spot with 33. Jason Dunstall, 4 today to be 32. Tony Lockett was just sensational at the SCG, wasn't it?
Someone used the word awesome. I think he's just a fantastic player. I just hope he stands up. Now, he's had a lot of bad luck with illness and minor injuries. It was terrific.
Richardson booted 5 in a losing side to move to 27. Gary Lyon also amongst the goals up forward for the Demons again today. He booted 5 and is on 25. Richard Osborne of Footscray in a losing side against North Melbourne, booting 4. So there it is at the moment. Gary Ablett showing the way, hoping to make the half century next week. Cat's looking all right. Keep your chin up, Malcolm, because now we're going to check the AFL ladder.
The 1995 AFL Premiership League ladder, brought to you